Chapter 852. She tapped on the trending topic with her slender and soft fingertips. The page jumped to a video interview with a certain media outlet. The interviewee was Wuxia. Xiangyi's fingertips trembled as she fast-forwarded through the entire interview. In the half-hour interview, Wuxia lost control of her emotions several times and kept mentioning Shui and his father. The Shui family members all have mental problems. Shui has displayed emotional and cognitive disorders since he was a child. He's cold and emotionless, just like a block of wood. He doesn't know how to speak even when he's 4 or 5 years old. He's not likable at all. I don't want to admit that he's my son. I didn't want to talk about these things at first. The reason why I'm standing up is to prevent women from being hurt like I did back then. Being imprisoned in a cage like a canary isn't romantic love at all. It's a legal imprisonment of personal freedom. This interview was obviously paid to be trending, but because the content was too shocking, it still caused a huge uproar on the internet. What the F***CK? Is this Shui's biological mother? She's so beautiful. So does the Shui family have some kind of hereditary mental illness? Shui acted like a lunatic in the movie that he won the Best Actor award for previously. Could it be that he's acting himself? I'm just a passerby. I feel that Ms. Shu's values are too righteous. I hate those kinds of love views that promote paranoia and mental illness. They're obviously the dregs of the flourishing consumer culture and entertainment industry. His biological mother is coming out to beat him. Shui's mental condition must be very worrying, right? I feel bad for Sister E. She found a lunatic to be her boyfriend. With her qualifications, she can get any man she wants. In an instant, rumors spread everywhere. All the gossip accounts were like flies that had smelled rotten meat, trying to gain popularity without any bottom line. Even the headlines were eye-catching. Shocking! Shui is suspected to have a mental disorder. Click here to see a certain Shui's biological mother revealing the secrets of a wealthy family. Untimely breakup crisis. The boyfriend she's dating is mentally unstable. Where should the nation's sister go? Xiangyi called Si Chuanbai and told him to deal with it immediately. Si Chuanbai said with a headache, "It's already in the public relations department. It's not difficult to remove the trending topic, but I found some clues." The person who volunteered to be interviewed was Madame Shu, and the account information of the person who bought the trending topic was traced to Madame Shu's bank card. I'm afraid there's something else. Xiangyi clenched her phone and gently exhaled before she calmly replied, "All right, I got it." The girl stepped on her slippers and looked around for Shui. Through the floor-to-ceiling window, she saw a thin and slender figure. Shui was looking at her phone. She swiped a few times casually, looking indifferent as if she had expected this. He took out the cigarette box and suddenly thought of something. He threw the cigarette and lighter directly into the trash can. Xiangyi's heart clenched. What was Shui like when she was a child? She tried her best to picture it in her mind, but it was all in vain. After all, the two of them were separated by 7 years. She suddenly wondered if Shui would be very lonely at that time. Shui replied to Si Chuanbai, Xiaofan, and the others' messages. Then, she sent a few WeChat messages to a person named Dr. Gu. Hearing the familiar sound of footsteps, Shui looked up and was knocked into the arms of a young girl who was running over. "You're not like what they said." The tip of the girl's nose turned sour. She was even sadder than when she was scolded. "You're the best." Chapter 853. Even the summer wind seemed to have become gentle. Shui patted Xiangyi's back and said in a lazy voice, "It's nothing. It's really nothing." Xiangyi looked up and stared at him for a while before whispering, "If you want to cry, I can lend you my shoulder." Shui chuckled and said, "Why is our tutu so nice?" Xiangyi said seriously, "You're the best." Whether it was the coat he used to block her way when she was 16 years old or the tissue he handed her when she cried when she missed her parents, they were all like family members, supporting Xiangyi's belief in doing tasks when she was about to transmigrate to another world. She was absent from Shui's life for 7 years, but she wanted to give Shui a future. "All right, Si Chuanbai will deal with those messy things." Shui pinched Xiangyi's cheek and said, "It's your birthday tomorrow. Our tutu must be happy." "We're celebrating our birthdays together," Xiangyi corrected him. Shui was silent for a while and said, "Sister E, let me tell you a little secret. I've never celebrated my birthday before I debuted. Ha! Xiangyi was stunned. Isn't it? It's quite funny. Shui scratched his eyebrows with his fingertips. His eyebrows were high, making his peach blossom eyes look deep and affectionate. No one remembers my real birthday. The company randomly filled in my birthday date. Later on, my fans would celebrate my birthday at that time. Although it's not my real birthday, I'm still very happy every year. Xiangyi felt a little sorry for him, but she hid it with a smile. Then you can celebrate your birthday twice a year. Shui smiled and said, yes, I've profited. Those dark, suffocating and depressing memories were still there, but they would no longer affect him. His memories were now filled with a girl named Xiangyi. They became bright, gorgeous, and dazzling. Day and night alternated. The hot searches changed again and again. The popularity of Wuxia's interview decreased greatly, but there were still people who paid attention to it. Everyone was speculating whether Shui had a mental disorder or not. Rainy Night, which he had previously starred in, had also been dug out and analyzed frame by frame. From his micro-expressions to his body language, he did not miss a single detail. The climax of the movie was when the protagonist, played by Shui, sat on the sofa and smoked after killing someone. As he smoked, he laughed until tears came out of his eyes. Although there was a twist at the end and everything was just the protagonist's imagination, those few minutes became the most dazzling part of the entire film. It was regarded as one of the best acting skills in the history of film. However, after careful analysis, it seemed that Shui had really gone mad. Otherwise, how could he act so well? There were quite a few people who held this view. In particular, when the live broadcast of Two Under One Roof began, everyone started gossiping about Shui in the comment section. Did you guys see the popular analysis? My mind is filled with Shuringdi's laughter. It's like he's really crazy. I think so too. How can a mother not love her child? Even his own mother said so. It must be because the crazy genes of the Shui family are too much. Is Shuringdi pretending to be gentle and refined these days? Oh my god. Doesn't that mean he's a mental patient with acting skills? He's much more dangerous than ordinary mental patients. Of course, these people were soon taught a lesson by Shui's fighting skills. At this moment Li Jianyu shouted, "We're here!" Chapter 854. The audience's attention was immediately attracted. The cameraman, Old Zhang, had also figured out what everyone was thinking. He got out of the car and took a shot of the Xiang family's old mansion from afar. It was a typical Chinese-style building that was not as exaggerated as everyone imagined. Instead, it was clean and fresh, like a traditional ink painting. Madame Xiang loved flowers, so Xiang Yin planted all kinds of flowers. From the gate to the courtyard, all kinds of flowers and plants were taken care of very well. Shui got out of the car and opened the door for Xiangyi. Xiangyi jumped out of the car with light footsteps and casually picked a rose from the side, which she then pinned to Shui's ear with a smile. Shui looked a little helpless, but she still smiled gently and let Xiangyi do whatever she wanted. The pop-up comments of the live stream were instantly taken over by fans of the untimely couple. Those who wanted to gossip about Shui just now were dumbfounded by this scene. Is this the traffic of a top-notch variety show? There were so many pop-up comments that people couldn't even see their faces. Xiangyi said, "There may be a lot of people later, don't be nervous." Shui nodded. The audience thought that she was just saying it casually, but when the production crew entered the courtyard, they realized, it's not a lot. It's a ridiculous amount, okay? There was an open-air party set up in the courtyard, and more than 10 tables covered with white cloths were set up in the form of a buffet. There were staples, desserts, drinks and so on. The courtyard was large, but because there were hundreds of people there, it actually seemed cramped. Upon sight of Xiangyi, a group of people surrounded her like stars surrounding the moon. "Miss Xiang, happy birthday! Miss Xiang, I hope you'll always be as beautiful as a flower. Ha ha ha, long time no see, Miss Xiang, you'll always be 18. These people were basically the partners of the Xiang family's company, and some of them were socialites and heirs. Their relationship with Xiangyi was so close that they couldn't even be considered plastic. Xiangyi maintained a polite smile, exuding an outstanding girlish aura, like a proud white swan. The apricot-colored dress was tailored to fit her body perfectly, and every stitch was personally sewn by Xiang Qi and his assistant. The hem of the dress was specially embroidered with layers of lace, and there were also various exquisite embroidery on the dress. It was an exclusive haute couture dress that even top celebrities couldn't borrow. In the live stream, "Ah, my daughter is so beautiful. This set is amazing. Sister E really looks like the little princess. Her temperament is so good. Oh my god, is this Ms. Perfect's birthday party? I just checked and found out that the red wine on the table is brand E, and a bottle costs 5 digits. It's like a buffet. Cack." Xiangyi held Shui's arm as they passed through the crowd and entered the inner courtyard through a circular arch. Only then did the audience realize that there was a completely different world inside. There were a few clumps of green bamboo, a few rockery, and a few clusters of flowers. Everywhere was filled with a sense of harmony and safety. There was a small wooden horse with rabbit ears, a swing with a bow tied to it, and a small rubber band tied to the sycamore tree. It was full of life. "These things are actually still here," Xiangyi murmured softly. These were all things she had played with when she was young. She didn't expect them to be so well preserved. She felt a little guilty. After she moved out, it seemed that she rarely came back. "Little Xiangyi." Her uncle's voice pulled her back to reality from her melancholy. Xiangyi looked in the direction of the voice, and the corners of her mouth twitched slightly. She saw that Xiaofan had countless gift boxes stuck to his body, and there was even a ribbon tied to his head. He looked just like a Santa Claus in action, exuding a silly aura. He chuckled and said, "Come, open the gifts." Chapter 855. Xiangyi tilted her head and tapped her chin with her fingertips as she analyzed seriously. It must be a trap, just like the year before. Xiaofan had used a similar trick before. He took out 5 boxes for Xiangyi to reach in and pick a gift. Xiangyi opened a box and felt something hard and cold. Xiaofan laughed wickedly and said, "There's a box with a spider in it." Xiangyi retracted her hand. A spider the size of an adult's palm was crawling on the back of her hand. She was so scared that her face turned pale. Although Xiaofan quickly explained that it was just a toy that mimicked a spider, he was still beaten up by the Demon King until he cried and crawled up a tree. Her gaze fell on the brightly colored gift boxes on Xiangfeng's body. Xiangyi cautiously and carefully chose one. When she opened it, a small card fell out of the box. "Congratulations. You've won another precious lottery ticket. Are you surprised? Are you surprised?" Xiaofan looked at her proudly, thinking that his idea was really wonderful. It was 100 times better than the play-dead plan he had thought of before. Unexpectedly, the girl's face was solemn. When she opened the second box, she was very careful and was ready to escape at any time. Xiaofan. Was Qian Yan a little too forceful? He had left a shadow in little Xiangyi's heart. In the live stream, the audience was amused by the interaction between uncle and niece. "Ha ha ha, where's the trust between people? What did little uncle give Sister E before?" 2333. "I'm so immersed in this, I'm starting to get nervous with Sister E." The second box was opened. Xiangyi immediately retreated and cautiously observed the contents of the box. It was still a small card, but this time, the content was frowny face congratulations. "You've won another 5 precious lottery tickets. You're the lucky girl." Xiaofan. "Wow! 5 more draws. Little Xiangyi is so lucky." Xiangyi. Xiaofan. Was it an illusion? Why did it feel like his little niece didn't really want to draw? Shui chuckled. "Excuse me, can a family member draw on your behalf?" Xiaofan glared at him. "What kind of family member are you?" Xiangyi smiled. Sure, you can draw for me." The man's bony hands slowly opened the gift boxes. +2 lottery tickets. +1 lottery ticket. -3 lottery tickets. Xiangyi? Why is there a reduction? It won't be a negative number in the end? Audience. Ha ha ha, you're giving a gift. Xiaofan. In your eyes, am I such a scam? Am I not the most reliable uncle in the world? Xiangyi didn't say anything, but her eyes said one thing. Doubt. Xiaofan. Oh? Oh He was the one who brought shame upon himself. Shui moved quickly, and it didn't take long for him to open all the gift boxes on Xiangfeng's body. They were all small cards. 1 + 5 + 3 + 2 + 1 - 3. Shui glanced at them and got the answer. 21. That's fast. Xiaofan complained in a low voice. He cleared his throat and said, Congratulations, little Xiangyi. You've won a total of 21 lottery tickets. Each ticket can be exchanged for a gift. 21 years old. Corresponding to 21 gifts. Xiangyi was stunned. So she had misunderstood her uncle. Xiaofan said mysteriously, I didn't put a spider this time, I put a little frog. I caught it with my own hands. Ha ha. Sure sway. Audience. Xiangyi was so moved that she held back her tears. Chapter 856. Spiders and frogs happened to be the two creatures that Xiangyi was most afraid of. Xiaofan, who had watched her grow up, knew this very well. The program crew looked at each other and came to a conclusion. Sure enough, there was a reason for everyone's love and bullying. The live stream viewers couldn't help but laugh. Xiaofan, what kind of boss are you? Little frog. Xiaofan, lonely, 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 does it sound good? Smile, smile. Case solved, little uncle's bullying status is well deserved. No one can shake him. Even though her little uncle was indeed a little unreliable, Xiangyi still hugged Xiaofan. Little uncle, you're so nice. Xiaofan said matter-of-factly. Of course you're good to our little Xiangyi. Our little rabbit is worth it. Xiangyi's little face dimpled as her heart warmed. At this moment, Xiaofan changed the topic. We've already used spiders and little frogs. What surprise should we prepare for next year? Lizards? Snakes? Little uncle's bad taste was really... Xiangyi sighed helplessly. Forget it, forget it. What else can my little uncle do? As long as he was happy. The three of them walked towards the living room. Xiaofan was still showing off his excellent idea, skipping along as he walked when he suddenly heard his little niece whispering to Shui. Except for the little frog. I'll give you half of my gift later. The man chuckled. Thank you, Sister E. Xiaofan. Why did she dislike his little frog? He was the one who kissed it by the pond. Hand. Grab. Hand. The live stream viewers cheered, yes, yes, yes. What was this? This was a sugar duck. In the living room. Everyone was changing their shoes at the entrance. Xiangyi naturally had her own exclusive bunny ear slippers. Xiaofan and the other crew members were wearing ordinary gray slippers, but they were all new. As for Shui, she had a pair of disposable slippers. The kind that the hotel gave away for free. Shui didn't mind and calmly changed into them. Xiaofan elbowed him and gloated, it's your first time visiting, so it's inevitable that you'll feel wronged. Shui smiled. Why would I feel wronged? I'm happy that Tutu brought me home. The moment he opened his mouth, the old dragon's well had a strong taste. Xiaofan. Humph. Glib tongue. A cold sneer came from the kitchen. She looked in the direction of the voice to see that Xiangyi was standing at the entrance of the kitchen with glutinous rice noodles in his hands. Xiangyi's eyes curved with a smile. Grandpa, are you making red bean cake? I'll do it for you. Xiangyi glared at him and barked. Go away, what are you doing? A new fan in the live stream did not understand the situation and typed on the public screen. Is Sister E and Grandpa not on good terms? Grandpa is so fierce. I'm almost crying through the screen. In the next second, Xiangyi said loudly, we don't have the rule of making girls work. New fans? Sorry to disturb you. The old fans replied calmly. Young people, just get used to it, get used to it. Shui naturally rolled up her sleeves and said, Grandpa, let me do it. Xiangyi sized her up from head to toe. Although he had already accepted her, he still said arrogantly, You? Can you do it? The viewers in the live stream were overjoyed and began to race to answer the question. I know how to answer this question. I suggest you all flood the screen with comments. Shui, no. New fans? What? Aren't you all fans? Why are you so anti-fans? The anti-fans have been cornered by you. Chapter 857. Shui didn't say much and simply entered the kitchen. She politely asked Xiangyi a few questions and soon got the hang of it. A good-looking person would be pleasing to the eye no matter what he did. Shui looked down and slowly pinched out red bean balls with her slender fingers. Xiangyi could tell from her proficient posture that she must have done a lot of hard work. He humphed and started pinching the balls as well. Shui deliberately slowed down her movements. Although she was a little slower than Xiangyi, she wasn't so slow that she seemed clumsy. Seeing this, Xiang Yin smiled confidently. Pushed, that's all there is to it. Xiang Yin said arrogantly, hey, you can't pinch the balls like that. Look at me, I have to do this so that I can pinch them quickly and beautifully. Shi Sui was very respectful and would humbly ask for advice from time to time. Her learning speed was neither fast nor slow, which fully satisfied Xiang Yin's desire to teach. Soon, Xiang Yin's hearty laughter came from the kitchen. Xiang Yi, who was in the living room, heaved a sigh of relief. Great. Her brothers were sitting opposite her, and when they saw her rejoicing, they were all a little displeased. My sister, whom I've doted on for so many years, has actually learned to chase after an outsider. Xiang Yu threw the gift into Xiang Yi's arms and said, I bought it casually, you can throw it away if you don't like it. I won't dislike a gift from you, brother, Xiang Yi said with a gentle and obedient smile. Even the most cold-hearted person would be moved by her. It's so beautiful. I love it. Xiang Yu had given her a mechanical keyboard. Apart from the fact that the keyboard itself was a global limited edition, every keycap was personally designed, drawn, and colored by him. The aloof esports guru pressed down on his cap and said coolly, Pushed, it's just a keyboard, what's there to be happy about? I just casually colored it and installed it. I didn't expect you to like it so much. Despite saying that, the corners of Xiang Yu's mouth couldn't help but curl up. The viewers of the live stream were appalled. Smog, pay attention to your facial expressions, you're grinning from ear to ear. What a cute bunny pattern. You're telling me that you just casually drew it? One look and you can tell she put a lot of effort into this. Sameo Gu was amazing. He won the world championship with his hands and even painted a keycap for his sister. Assemble the keyboard. Without waiting for the audience to finish lamenting, Xiang Qi directly pushed him aside and came over with a big box. He did not look like a mysterious and gloomy designer at all. Instead, he looked like a naive person. Sister, you're not allowed to like his gift. You have to like me first. Xiang Yi blinked her eyes. The desire to survive that had been cultivated since she was a child was not for show. She did not answer, but opened the box and changed the topic. Wow! So cute! Xiang Qi gave her a set of bunny dolls, and he even made dresses, shoes, hats, and bags for each of the dolls. If Xiang Yi wanted to play dress-up games, she could change the bunny plushies for an entire afternoon. Xiang Qi said unhappily, Just wow? Xiang Yi took the hint. Wow! I've taught you for nothing. Xiang Qi crossed his arms, looking devilish and sinister, but the moment he opened his mouth, it made everyone's jaws drop. Yes, oh, there has to be a twist and a rise, okay? Xiang Yi. Wow, oh, Xiang Qi, that's more like it. The audience in the live stream couldn't stop laughing. Sanmao Ji's childishness is confirmed. Hades, what kind of elementary school behavior is this? Ha ha ha, teaching your sister to say, wow, may be a little late, but it will definitely happen. Chapter 858. After Xiang Qi finished teaching, Xiang Li handed his sister a paper bag and said in a warm and gentle voice, Happy birthday, Tutu. Xiang Yi took it and opened it, only to find that there were various small bags inside, each of which had the name of a crop written on it. These are the super seeds developed by the Academy of Agricultural Sciences next door. I'm just offering them to you. Xiang Yi was speechless. I can plant seeds again. Happy. Thank you, second brother. I'll definitely record the growth process properly and send you feedback when the time comes. This was also a small contribution to the Academy of Agricultural Sciences. Xiang Li patted her little head and said, As long as Tutu likes it, the data isn't important. Is there anything else you want to plant? Do you want seeds of flowers and plants? Sure, I want to make another glass greenhouse, adjust the temperature and humidity, and plant some tropical plants. By the way, I also want to raise birds. Brother, do you think it's better to raise pigeons or parrots? Pigeons. Xiang Li smiled like a spring breeze. Don't you like to eat roasted pigeons? The viewers of the live stream, pigeons, you're despicable. You're craving my body. Pigeons are so cute, how can you treat them like this? Please send me one when you're done roasting them. Boo-hoo, Dr. Chu is so gentle. His knowledge and information density are far higher than that of ordinary people, but he's still willing to listen to Sister Yi's nonsense. He's so knowledgeable and gentle, I love him so much. After the three brothers gave their gifts, Everyone's eyes converged on Sangchen. As always, he was dressed in a suit and leather shoes. His dark gray suit was neatly ironed, and his tie and cuffs were meticulously groomed. His temperament was like a cedar standing tall on a snowy mountain, cold and distant. He took out a card from his pocket and handed it to Xiangyi with a calm expression, as if the gift was not worth mentioning. "It's a small gift. Accept it." Xiaofan, who was at the side, exclaimed, "Little Chen, isn't this your salary card?" Sangchen frowned and glanced at him coldly. Xiaofan suddenly didn't dare to say anything. The audience. The live streaming room, which was already bustling with activity, was now in an uproar. I'm jealous, I'm a lemon essence, orange essence, grapefruit essence. Other girls' boyfriends won't let me down, and other girls' brothers won't let me down either. Crack, crack, crack. I've seen a husband hand over his salary card to his wife, but this is the first time I've seen an older brother hand over his salary card to his younger sister. This was what it meant to be loved by everyone. I'm so envious that I'm shedding tears. I want Sister E to roast a pigeon. Xiangyi was stunned for a moment. Her first reaction was to decline. I can't accept this, Sangchen. What? Are you looking down on me? No, I. Then take it. Before Xiangyi could think of a reason to refuse, Sangchen had already placed the card into her small bag. Buy whatever you want. Don't make yourself suffer. Sangchen, who had always been a man of few words, said a few more words of blessings, which was rare for him. Joy, peace and peace. You can look forward to it. Xiangyi's eyes turned red as she nodded vigorously. Sangchen responded indifferently with an mm. Suddenly, Xiangyi threw herself into his arms. Brother, you have to be well too. Sangchen's body stiffened. He wasn't used to such emotional expressions, but he still raised his hand and gently patted the little bunny on the back. You'll never have to grow up. I'll spoil my little sister for the rest of my life. Chapter 859. This scene made many people in front of the screen feel like crying. At the scene, Xiang Yu and the others were fine, but Xiaofan burst into tears. Little Chen, you finally said something human after being a jerk for so many years. In an instant, everyone stood a little further away from him, lest they get implicated when the devil flew into a rage. The viewers in the live stream were originally in tears, but they burst into laughter at this moment. Feng, has your mouth been blessed? Ha ha ha, Xiaofan must have been beaten up a lot since he was a child. Uncle Xiang's mouth is perfect for team battles. Once he opens his mouth, he'll definitely be able to draw hatred. Xiaofan was crying so hard that tears and snot were flowing down his face. He even took the initiative to run over and hug the siblings. Be good, both of you. I'll take care of you for the rest of your lives. Sangchen looked at the tears dripping onto the sleeves of his suit, and the corners of his eyebrows twitched. Bear with it. What are you guys still standing there for? Let's hug. Xiaofan roared at the other three. Xiang Yu and the others hesitated for a while, but all of them said no. It's disgusting, no way. You're too pretentious, sissy. I don't like physical contact with humans. However, their bodies were very honest. The three of them walked over and hugged each other tightly. They weren't used to it at all. However, it was surprisingly heartwarming. It was a wonderful feeling. Madame Xiang was sitting on a rattan chair not far away. Seeing this, she wiped her tears with a handkerchief. She was old and couldn't bear to see such things. Xiang Yin and Shi Sui, who were in the kitchen, also cast their gazes over. Xiang Yin said, "This little rascal has been unreliable for decades, but today, he's acting up." Shi Sui smiled gently at the side. Great. It's great that Xiang Yu is so happy. After the hug, everyone was a little uncomfortable. Xiaofan was holding a tissue and blowing his nose while huffing and puffing. Sangchen looked at the snot that had stained his lapel, gritted his teeth, and silently took off his jacket. Continue to bear with it. It's Xiang Yu's birthday today, so I shouldn't beat Uncle Xiang up. Xiangyi's eyes were red. She used the excuse of going to the bathroom and washed her face with cold water. Her phone vibrated. She picked it up and saw that it was a message from Nan. Nan, how Nan? Wow. Is your mother-in-law crazy? Xiangyi sent a question mark over. Then, Nan sent her a link. Xiangyi clicked on it. A few minutes later, in front of the washstand, The little girl was so angry that her shoulders were trembling. Other than her family, there were very few people or things that could make her so emotional. When the audio file reached the end, it automatically started to loop again. Leave him. The Sure family has the genes of lunatics, so sooner or later, Sure Sui will also go crazy. His father is trash. He's the same. He might even be worse than trash. Every sentence was like a curse. These were all the conversations that Wuxia had with her in the glass greenhouse that day. What made Xiangyi even angrier was that Wuxia had tampered with her words. Auntie, have you ever thought that all of this is your problem? What are you talking to me about? I don't want to hear it at all. I just want to be with him. You're not fit to be Sure Sui's mother at all. I'm enough for Sure Sui. Please leave. After listening carefully, she realized that these words didn't sound smooth. It wasn't difficult for Xiangyi to guess what kind of audio software was used. With a cold expression on her face, she dialed Wuxia's number. Beep. The call was hung up. Chapter 860. Xiangyi bit her lower lip. She couldn't figure out why Wuxia would slander her own son. The person who hurt her was Father Sure. What was the point of venting her anger on Sure Sui? Xiangyi took a deep breath. She couldn't wait for Si Chuanbai to remove the trending topic, so she wrote a program to forcibly hide the entry. However, it was better to open it up. Hiding the entry could only control public opinion on the internet, but it couldn't solve the root of the problem. Wuxia. The Xu family and the Xiang family lived in the same villa area. Xiangyi planned to go directly to the Xu family to find the Xiang family. She didn't want others to know. Halfway through the window, she heard her little uncle's voice behind her. Little Xiangyi, what are you doing? It's too dangerous. Come down quickly. Xiangyi made a shushing gesture and lowered her voice. Little uncle, I'm going out for a while. I'll be back soon. Xiaofan straightened his back and assumed the posture of an uncle. Where are you going? Xiangyi hesitated for a few seconds and chose to be honest. That's about it. I'm going to the Xu family now. Xiaofan, who had always been talkative, fell silent. Xiangyi sensed that something was wrong and narrowed her eyes. Little uncle, do you know something? No, nothing. Xiaofan waved his hand. The girl's eyes flickered and she decided to test him. Then I'll go. No, wait. Xiaofan strode forward and grabbed Xiangyi. Don't go see that woman. She's not normal at all. As soon as he said that, Xiaofan felt that he had misspoken. He wanted to remedy it, but it was too late. Xiangyi looked at him eagerly. Little uncle, tell me, okay? The Xiang family's ancestral pride couldn't resist Xiangyi's coquettishness. Xiaofan was no exception. He sighed. Sigh, let's talk outside. You go first. Xiangyi did as she was told, and Xiaofan followed her out. Behind the old mansion, the figures of uncle and niece appeared. Xiaofan picked a small corner and looked around. After making sure that no one was around, he sighed and began to tell Xiangyi about the dusty past. When Shi Yuan and Wuxia got married, it was hard to describe it as a grand wedding. Everyone in South City was saying that the two of them were a match made in heaven. After their marriage, the two of them did spend some sweet time together. Soon, Sure Sui was born. Once, Shi Yuan discovered that his wife actually had dual personalities. On one side, she was a dignified and elegant young lady from a prestigious family. On the other side, she was a charming and enchanting bar dancer. I don't know exactly what happened, but Uncle Shi probably found out that Auntie Xu was fooling around with another man. Xiaofan braced himself and explained, carefully choosing his words for fear of dirtying his little niece's ears. But this is a conflict between husband and wife. What does it have to do with Sure Sui? Xiaofan sighed even more heavily. Auntie Xu didn't know that she had a split personality. Ha! After Wuxia woke up, she did not have any memories of her second personality. She only found Shi Yuan's doubts baffling. Shi Yuan was also a stubborn person. He imprisoned her in the Shi family and invited a psychiatrist to treat her. Wuxia had always been very resistant and refused to cooperate. Although the two of them quarreled, it was still manageable. At least on the surface, it was still acceptable. Until Shi Yuan discovered that Wuxia had been secretly abusing Sure Sui for several years. Sure Sui was too young at that time. He thought that if he didn't say anything, his parents could still maintain a harmonious relationship. Chapter 861. Little did he know that it would become the fuse that intensified the conflict between Shi Yuan and Xu Xia. Xu Xia's condition worsened, and her two personalities frequently switched. Every time she switched, Shi Yuan would become more paranoid, to the point of morbidity, and his desire to control Xu Xia became stronger and stronger. Xu Xia's hatred accumulated day by day, and her mental state was extremely poor. In her eyes, everyone wanted to harm her. Her body and mind could not bear the negative energy, and Shi Yuan's existence limited all her outlets. Shi Sui's sentence, "Mommy, Daddy just loves you too much," was actually deliberately said for his father outside the door to hear. He wanted to create an illusion so that his father would not hurt his mother anymore. As for him, it was nothing to be hurt a little. Anyway, he would get used to the pain. However, that sentence caused Xu Xia to transfer all her hatred to Shi Sui, who was only 4 or 5 years old at that time. She felt that Shi Sui was not the so-called crystallization of love, but the product of evil. Therefore, the abuse began to intensify. She was not a qualified mother, and Shi Yuan was not a qualified father. At first, he still spent some effort on his son, but later, he was possessed and all his attention fell on Xu Xia. For Sui, that period of time must have been very dark and painful. Sigh, let's not talk about it. Although he was such a dog, every time I think of how he was when he was young, I feel that there's nothing I can't forgive him for. Xiaofan sighed. He was a few years older than Shi Sui, so he remembered it very clearly. When Shi Sui was carried out of that hellish place, he was skinny and had all kinds of scars on his body. However, the little boy's expression was indifferent and numb, as if he had lost his normal perception of everything. What made Xiaofan the most uncomfortable was when he saw Shi Sui subconsciously cover his eyes with his hand when he came into contact with the sunlight. He couldn't help but wonder if it was because he was always hiding in the dark that he was afraid of seeing the light. Xiangyi listened in a daze. Her eyelashes trembled slightly and were stained with moisture. After a while, she raised her little face and held back all her tears. Now was not the time to be pretentious. Instead, it was when he was protecting Shi Sui. Xiaofan saw that her expression had changed from sad to calm, and for a moment, he was a little nervous. "Rabbit, don't think I'm pedantic, but this isn't suitable for you, you know? No matter what, Auntie Xu is still your elder. It's not good for you to go to the Xu family and make a scene." Xiangyi said indifferently, "There's no need to go." Xiaofan breathed a sigh of relief. "It's fine as long as you don't go. I'm just afraid that Sui will hold a grudge against you." He suddenly reacted. "What are you going to do?" Xiangyi shook her phone. "Uncle, you don't think that only Madame Xu knows how to record, do you?" Xiaofan? Was this even possible? Sorry, this question is beyond the syllabus. Just as the public opinion was getting more and more heated, Xiangyi, who rarely posted on Weibo, suddenly updated her status. The content was very simple. There were only a few numbers, and a complete audio file was attached. Xiangyi v. 1. Rumors stop with the wise. 2. The rumor monger must be investigated to the end. The netizens were the first to arrive at the scene and were shocked by Xiangyi's attitude. F***ck, Sister E is so stubborn. When they clicked on the recording, everyone realized that the content was completely different from the version that had been circulating before. A professional player immediately translated the text version and analyzed it word by word. He could be called a famous internet detective. Chapter 862. Minasang. To summarize the key points, Shuringdi's mother, Madame Xu, said the same thing in both recordings, but Sister Yi's words were completely different. In one version, her values were extremely crooked, and she didn't respect her elders at all. In the other version, I was about to cry. My roommate happened to be an expert in editing, so I asked him to help me listen to the recording. He said that the version that Sister E posted was the real conversation. The version that was circulating before was edited. The point is, it was edited. So, there's actually nothing interesting about this. Someone just used a low-level method to tamper with Sister Yi's words. Besides, in the complete version that Sister E posted, Madame Xu's behavior in giving the card to her was so disgusting. Wasn't she selling her son for money? Does Sister E care about your stinky money? Humph. Sob, confess to Sister E and say, I'll be with him for the rest of his life. It's so sweet. Ah, my roommate asked me to go for supper. I'll get going first. The public opinion changed immediately. Many netizens realized that they had been used as a tool. Everyone persevered and dug out the source of the gossip with great enthusiasm. It was a blogger with more than 100,000 fans. This blogger was probably afraid that he would be reported or even sued. So he quickly denied any involvement and even posted the bank account number that had transferred the money to him. The netizens didn't know until they checked, but when they did, they were shocked. The account number turned out to be Wuxia's. In an instant, the netizens were in an uproar. His mother spent money to tamper with the recorded conversation with her daughter-in-law just to slander her son for being mentally ill. I'm confused on the spot. I really don't understand what she's doing. This should be one of the top 10 shocking news stories of the year, right? What kind of confusing behavior is Madame Xu doing? Forgive me for being blunt, but although Madame Xu keeps saying that Shui has the genes of a lunatic, I think the one who's mentally ill is Madame Xu. The viewers in the live stream were a little late, but after they saw it, they were still dumbfounded. This. Some netizens wanted to type in the comment section, but they hesitated. Especially those who had called Shui a lunatic. They were too embarrassed to say anything and could only pretend to be dead. The Shui sisters, on the other hand, wept with joy. Sister E is awesome. I won't say anything else. From now on, Spicy Tutu is my half-sister. I agree to this marriage. Sister E, when are you going to marry our Shering D? Or even our Shering D could marry you. We don't mind him being a gigolo, really. The live broadcast room was filled with joy and happiness. Old residents. Balcony. Shui received a call from Sichuan Bai and roughly understood the situation. He was being protected by the little rabbit again. Shui didn't have the inexplicable chauvinism of some men and didn't think it was shameful. On the contrary, he felt very happy. She had never experienced such happiness in her life. He took out a velvet box from his pocket, his eyes deep and gentle. Would she agree? All of a sudden, two familiar figures entered his ears. The uncle and niece, who had mastered their tree-climbing skills, easily climbed over the wall of the courtyard. Little uncle, do you think I'll scare Shui if I propose to him? Will he say yes to my request? Should I bow or kneel down? The girl's soft and gentle voice entered his ears, causing him to feel a little itchy. His heartbeat became erratic. The following words are not charged. Ha ha ha, Nuanyuan is going to celebrate the new year. There might not be any new chapters later. If there aren't any, I'll make up for it tomorrow night. Thank you for being with me for the past year. This year, Nuanyuan is writing novels, learning novels, and Gonfan. Gonfan is not bad at all. I hope that in 2021, we can continue to grow and become outstanding together. Everyone. New Year. Fast. Happy. Chapter 863. The girl's soft and gentle voice entered his ears, causing him to feel a slight itch. His heartbeat became erratic. It turned out that there was really such a person in this world who could easily affect his heartbeat. The conversation between the uncle and niece continued. Xiaofan asked, "What did you say? You want to propose to Shui?" "No." He felt like vomiting blood. Why is my little bunny so unreserved? Xiangyi tilted her head and asked, "Why? How can a girl propose to a man?" But love is a matter between two people. Be it a boy or a girl, everyone has the right to pursue love. Since a boy can propose to a girl, she can do the same. Why does it have to be a matter of gender? Xiaofan was speechless. He scratched his head, unable to think of anything to refute Xiangyi. After a long time, he finally said, "What if he proposes to you first?" Xiangyi shook her head and said, "No, Shui is a shy and timid boy. He won't take the initiative to do such a thing." Xiaofan was speechless. Shy? Timid? What does those two words have to do with Shui? Indeed. Lust makes one dizzy. Look, my bunny is so muddle-headed. On the balcony, Shui raised his eyebrows and calmly put the velvet box back into his pocket. Being proposed to by little bunny. Seems like a good idea. When Xiangyi returned to the living room, the cameras and gazes all turned to her. The girl's body had this kind of magical power. She was clearly quiet and indifferent, but she was exceptionally attractive. "Sister." A pleasant female voice came from the second floor, followed by the sound of footsteps on the wooden stairs. She then complained aggrievedly. "Why are you only back now? I've been looking for you for a long time." The girl was dressed in a fiery red dress and was bright and youthful. She was the chief violinist of the Orpheus Orchestra and Xiangyi's best friend, Jiang Jiujiu. Xiangyi's doe eyes lit up and she rushed towards the stairs. Jiang Jiujiu accidentally missed a step and her pupils immediately dilated. The expected scene of her falling down the stairs and embarrassing herself in front of everyone didn't happen. On the contrary, she fell into a warm and soft embrace. Xiangyi caught her. Jiang Jiujiu's eyes widened. This scene instantly ignited the nerves of the live stream viewers. Countless cult fans who had drunk Jiu's wine before came out one after another. "Grandma, your CP is finally open for business." I don't care, Jiujiu is the main palace. Shuringdi is at most a favored concubine. Sob, I want to fall into Sister Yi's arms too. I want Sister Yi to pick me up and gently put me on the ground. In front of the stairs, Jiang Jiujiu's fair face was flushed and she didn't even know where to put her hands. Yi's hug. The arrogant and domineering young miss revealed her shy side at this moment. "Are you all right?" Xiangyi asked gently. When Jiang Jiujiu heard her, the violinist's ears turned red and she stammered, Yes. Xiangyi blinked, thinking that Jiang Jiujiu was frightened. Hence, she rubbed Jiang Jiujiu's head. The sudden head touching made Jiang Jiujiu feel like steam was about to rise from the top of her head. Yi is coaxing me. She must be treating me as her best sister. I'm the person who has the best relationship with Yi in this world. That dog of a Sher Sui is nothing. Oh. Degree asterisk. Oh. Chapter 864. With Jiang Jiujiu's arrival, Xiangyi was obviously overjoyed as she smiled more often. The two girls had endless things to talk about as they leaned their heads together and chatted about each other's recent situation. They even ignored the fact that they were on a live stream. However, the viewers of the live stream didn't find it boring at all. Instead, they found their conversation very interesting. Why is Jiu so cute? This is how I look when I meet my best friend. We chat on WeChat every day but we still have a lot to talk about when we meet. Haha. I feel like Sister Yi is really different when she's with Jiujiu. She's much calmer and more mature when Jiujiu is not around, but she becomes girlier when Jiujiu is around. Seeing that the two girls were getting along harmoniously, the members of the Xiang family were very heartened. Tutu has friends. That's great. When Xiangyi was in school, she rarely mentioned her classmates and friends. They were once worried that Xiangyi might have been bullied in school. Hence, the Xiang family even secretly sent someone to investigate. The answer was that Xiangyi was not isolated, but for some reason, she had many acquaintances but almost no true friends. The Xiang family was most worried that Tutu would be too lonely. By the way, Fu Jiayan is coming later too. He sent me a message. Let me see what kind of silly message he sent. Jiang Jiujiu took out her cell phone and shared her chat history with Fu Jiayan in front of Xiangyi without hesitation. Little Fu tomorrow, rich. I'm going. Little Fu tomorrow, rich. I'm almost there. Little Fu tomorrow, rich. Sob, I knocked it. Jiang Jiujiu asked excitedly. What did you knock it on? Did the couple I told you about sprinkle sugar on you again? Xiangyi's eyes were also full of anticipation. Fu Jiayan sent a voice message over. I knocked my knee QAQ. Jiang Jiujiu couldn't help but roll her eyes. The viewers of the live stream burst into laughter. Turns out it's not that. Ignore him. Jiang Jiujiu pursed her lips and continued. Why does he have so much nonsense to say every day? Here, this is my gift to you. I just casually prepared it. I didn't prepare it carefully. The young lady handed a gift box to Xiangyi. It was a beautiful champagne-colored ribbon with a greeting card and a small bouquet of baby's breath. The packaging was exquisite, and it was obvious that she had put a lot of thought into it. It was something that Sangchen and the others could not compare to. Only designer Xiang Qi could barely put up a fight. Then I'll tear it down? Open it. But let me say this first. If you don't like it, you can't return it. Xiangyi chuckled. Her slender and soft little hands gently untied the ribbon tied into a bow. In the velvet gift box, there was a delicate bracelet. The thin bracelet was connected by crescent-shaped white mother-of-pearl shells. Each crescent was inlaid with a ring of diamonds. It was the type of jewelry that would make a girl's heart flutter at first glance. Take a good look. Xiangyi's eyes were curved like crescent moons. Noticing the star bracelet on Jiang Jiujiu's wrist, she asked, "Are we sisters?" Jiang Jiujiu avoided her gaze and pouted. "I just accidentally bought something of the same series. If you don't mind, you can wear it as sisters." "I can reluctantly agree." Xiangyi extended her hand in front of her and said, "Help me put it on then." The corners of Jiang Jiujiu's lips curled up, but she still insisted. "I just bought it casually. I definitely didn't choose it carefully. Anyway, you're not allowed to dislike it." Humph. Chapter 865. In the live stream. Shocking. The Xiang family has been known to be proud and arrogant for generations. Jiang Jiujiu is really a little cutie who doesn't mean what she says. The stars, the moon, and the stars to round it up, is happiness. "I don't care, I got it anyway. Ha ha ha, the person in front is awesome." However, when the camera panned to Shi Sui who had returned to the kitchen, the comments changed abruptly. Most of them felt sorry for Shi Sui, but there were also a few who resented Xiangyi. They're separated by a door. One is happy while the other is bearing with the pain. Does her conscience really not hurt? She just posted on Weibo to defend Shi Sui and now she's only talking to Jiang Jiujiu. I wonder if Xiangyi is putting on a show for others. No matter what the reason is, anyone would be upset to be criticized by their own mother in front of the entire internet. "Xiangyi, why can't you coax Shi Sui? You're heartless." In particular, when the butler arranged for the servants to take out a large pile of parcels, everyone's resentment instantly increased. "Miss E, these are the parcels that have been sent to you one after another in the past 2 days. Because they've all been specially marked as birthday gifts, I've kept them together and am giving them to you today." The parcels were all torn, but the butler stuck a sticky note on each box. Xiangyi saw many familiar names. Yan Nai, Jiang Chen, and the other members of C7, Yin Zhangxue, Shang Guang, Zhong Yi, the players of Team Logic, and the Taoist masters of the major Taoist temples. Although they couldn't come in person, they had all prepared a token of appreciation for Xiangyi. Birthdays were meant to be celebrated in the first place. However, in the eyes of some people, the better Xiangyi was living now, the more upset they would be. It's just a birthday celebration, must they make such a big fuss? Extravagant. She has the cheek to accept gifts? I'm speechless. Shi Sui is so pitiful. He should marry a virtuous wife. If his wife is not virtuous, his family is not upright. How can he marry a woman like Xiangyi? Is he marrying her as a nanny or an ancestor? There were all sorts of strange discussions. No one could understand why there would be such dark thoughts in the world. Jiang Jiujiu opened the Xingchen app in a bid to watch the replay of the live stream. She took dozens of screenshots and edited them for her screensaver. Who would have thought that all he could see were unsightly remarks? She was so angry that she was trembling. She typed furiously to argue with the other party. Xiangyi noticed her abnormal mood and sat down beside her. "What's wrong? Look at these people. They were too bored. Could it be that they couldn't bear to see others doing well? All of you are so jealous." Xiangyi frowned as she looked at the comments that were flooding in. This made those jealous people even more excited. It turned out that a casual sentence from them could really affect a celebrity's mood. On what basis? Why was she living such a good life? He was just reincarnated into a good family. What's so great about that? Xiangyi narrowed her eyes and looked at the bullet screen for about 10 seconds. She didn't care about the comments that mocked her, but she did care about the comments that said Shi Sui didn't have a gift. She raised her head and asked the butler calmly, "Have the things I bought arrived?" The butler answered respectfully, "Are they the express deliveries that you asked for? I've saved them separately. Do you want me to bring them over now?" "Yes." Xiangyi got up and walked into the kitchen. She tugged at Shi Sui's sleeve and said with a smile, "Boyfriend, come out and receive the gift." Chapter 866. There was a moment of silence in the live stream where the bullet screen was flooded with comments. What? Did they hear it wrong? Today was Xiangyi's birthday. Why would she ask Shi Sui to accept gifts? The Shi Sui sisters couldn't help but cheer. So Sister E wasn't joking when she said she would give half of the gifts to Shi Sui. Is it true? Her words enlightened everyone. No way, right? It turned out that she was. Shui followed Xiangyi to the living room in confusion. The butler had already laid out the gift boxes, big and small. There were even more gifts than Xiangyi had received. Xiangyi said a little embarrassedly, "It might be a little too little. Don't mind, 2/3 of it is still on the way." The audience? Everyone at the scene? Shui couldn't help but laugh. Why did you buy so many? As long as Sister E gives me a gift, I'll be very happy. Xiangyi looked straight at him without blinking. Her gaze was gentle, and her tone was firm. These are for your birthday. If you don't mind, my birthday will be your birthday from now on. The birthday on your profile will also be your birthday. This way, you can celebrate your birthday twice a year. She had been there for his birthdays that no one had celebrated for him. She would make up for the regrets that no one had cared about. Shui's Adam's apple bobbed. He lowered his eyes and looked at Xiangyi with a restrained and deep gaze. The people in the live stream who had been fighting for justice for Shui were now as quiet as chickens, not daring to speak. They had thought that Xiangyi was heartless and wouldn't coax Shui. Unexpectedly, she had already prepared everything. She had even prepared so many gifts. The Shui sisters, Spicy Tutu, and Untimely Fit were now each more stubborn than the other. "I'm just asking you guys, does your face hurt?" That one sentence killed everyone in an instant. Those people either left the live stream dejectedly or pretended that they hadn't posted anything. In the living room, Xiangyi took a deep breath. She was so nervous that her heart was pounding. Her cherry lips opened slightly. "Shui, I have something to tell you." Her lips were sealed by the man's large palm. It was warm to the touch and slightly rough. She looked at the man in front of her in confusion. Shui was also looking at her. The usual laziness on his handsome face was gone, replaced by gentleness and seriousness. His voice was extremely low, revealing a hint of affection. "There are some things that a man should take the initiative." Xiangyi stared blankly for a moment before she suddenly realized something. He couldn't have heard it, right? Shui was dressed in a formal suit today. He took off his suit jacket, revealing a clean white shirt underneath, which was tucked into his black trousers elegantly. His voice was low and magnetic. "Xiangyi, I used to have a lot of dark and unbearable thoughts. I had never thought of climbing out of that abyss because I felt that even if I did, there wouldn't be a single ray of light. But one day, I suddenly changed my mind. I met my light. I met a gentleness that I had never met before in my life. I also met a stroke of luck that I had never met before in my life. She is the one and only girl in this world. She is the secret that I have hidden in my heart for many years. She is my yearning for all the good things in my heart. I want to protect my light. I want her to shine forever." The man knelt down on one knee and looked up at Xiangyi with a smile on his face. He was as pious as a believer praying to God. "Marry me, will you?" Chapter 867. Patter. Shui opened the velvet box that she had prepared beforehand. After opening it, the diamond ring inside shone brightly. It was an extremely simple design, but the design was ingenious and unique. A circle of fine diamonds surrounded the moon, with the water droplet-shaped pink diamond in the middle like a lover's heart. The moment Shui knelt down on one knee, the live stream of "Two Under One Roof" exploded. When the man's deep and gentle voice said, "Marry me, okay?" The comments in the comments section set a new record since the start of the show. "Wow, wow, wow, wow. Ah, ha. I declare you officially husband and wife, and send you to the bridal chamber." He's done it, he's done it. Shuri is too good today. Since you've already proposed, it's time for the wedding, right? It was time to pick a place for their honeymoon, right? It's time to prepare for the baby's 1-month-old celebration, right? At this moment, even the audience, who didn't usually fall for the untimely couple, couldn't stop laughing. Ayaya, the past 2 months of live streaming were not in vain. These two children had finally come to fruition. The camera panned across the faces of the Xiang family. Xiang Yin humphed and pinched the dumpling in his hand angrily. Madame Xiang wiped her tears with a handkerchief, but there was a gratified smile on her face. Sanction was as cold and distant as ever. However, his hands hanging by the side of his trousers were clenched into fists, revealing his knuckles and blue veins, revealing his emotions. Xiangli had a warm smile on his face like a spring breeze. He only raised his hand to push up his glasses. His black eyes behind the lenses flashed with a dark light, as if he was preparing to plot something. Xiangqi was so anxious that he was jumping up and down. Xiang Yu pressed down on his cap while Zhang Jiujiu pouted in displeasure. As for Xiang Feng, he was so moved that he cried and kept muttering, "Promise him, promise him." The netizens jokingly called him an elite player on the front line, a true portrayal of the majority of CP fans. It felt like a few seconds had passed, but it also felt like an eternity. When the camera finally returned to Xiangyi's face, the netizens were all nervous, waiting for the girl's response. Xiangyi's reaction was slower than everyone had imagined. The girl was at a loss and subconsciously blurted out, "You proposed first, so can I still propose to you?" Poof! Whether it was the audience or the live stream, everyone couldn't help but laugh. How could she be so cute? To everyone's surprise, Shui's answer was, Shui smiled and said, "If Tutu wants to, it's not impossible." Everyone. The live stream audience. Listen, is this something a human would say? A dog, and it was Shuringdi's dog. She could not be more flirtatious. Xiangyi considered it seriously for a few seconds. "Then I want to propose too." Shui's eyes revealed a trace of astonishment. "Now?" "Yes." Xiangyi nodded vigorously. She looked down at Shui, but there was no arrogance in her eyes. Instead, she was full of sincerity. 16 years old. Love at first sight. 17 years old, always chasing after that person. 18 years old. I secretly checked the legal age for marriage. 19 years old. I dreamed that I would spend the rest of my life with him. I was happy for a long, long time. 20 years old. For some reason, I gradually drifted away from him. Fortunately, we were lucky enough to reunite in Two Under One Roof. 21 years old. The person I liked became my boyfriend. He is also my light. Xiangyi paused, and the girl's cheeks dimpled. His name is Shui. Hello, Shui. Are you going to marry me? Chapter 868. In the live stream, the audience was dumbfounded. Oh my god! Sister E actually proposed to him? What kind of crazy plot is this? Even the script of a movie wouldn't dare to do this. Ah! It's a double arrow. It's a double arrow of love. I believe in love again. Tie it, tie it, tie it. I'm going to burst into tears, lock it up for untimely. Forever and ever. Shui's peach blossom-shaped eyes were no longer sharp and vicious. Instead, they were filled with deep affection and tenderness that made one unable to extricate themselves from it. He said, "I'm willing." Xiangyi said with a smile, "I'm willing too." Mutual proposal. Mutual consent. There was a round of applause at the venue, and the live stream was also flooded with all sorts of clapping, sprinkling flowers, stars, and firecrackers emojis. Shui put the ring on Xiangyi's finger, which was neither too tight nor too loose, just right for her. The girls under the microscope noticed this detail and screamed in front of the screen. It was obvious that Shui had premeditated this from the start. Someone shouted, "Kiss her!" and the crowd immediately cheered. Xiang Yin and the brothers of the Xiang family turned sullen. Because Xiangyi liked him, they could reluctantly accept Shui. However, the thought of this dog of a man acting intimately with Xiangyi made them extremely displeased. They wanted to beat him up for holding her hand. If he dared to kiss her, they would break his legs. Fortunately, Shui took the psychological feelings of the Xiang family into consideration, and merely pecked Xiangyi's fair forehead lightly. At the end of the day, there was still plenty of time. On the other hand, Xiangyi took the initiative to tiptoe and kiss the corner of his lips, causing another wave of traffic to explode. The number of online viewers in the live stream rose again and even seemed to be breaking through 30 million. At this point, Xiangyi's status and popularity in the live stream variety show industry was unshakable. Xiang Yin was so infuriated that he was fuming with anger while the brothers of the Xiang family looked increasingly sullen. Sangchen, the great devil, immediately grabbed his sister and pulled her to his side. He said coldly, "What did I teach you? Have you forgotten all about it? You're not allowed to date at such a young age." Xiangyi cringed and continued, "But I like him too much." Sangchen sighed. In front of others, he was a terrifying demon king, but in front of his sister, he doted on her unbelievably. "You can like him. In the next second, Sangchen said with a straight face. But no matter what in this world, the person you like the most must be yourself. Xiangyi blinked her eyes and responded obediently, but in her heart, she was thinking that family was the most important and the most important thing. Now, it was time to add Shui to the list. While the atmosphere was harmonious, an uninvited figure appeared at the door. Everyone looked at each other when they saw Xia's arrival. Even in the live stream, there were fewer comments. With all due respect, what is Ms. Xu doing here? Isn't she embarrassed? Xia did not expect that she would be so unpopular. She frowned and maintained the elegant and dignified demeanor of a socialite. Xiangyi, happy birthday. She was holding a small gift box in her hand. I specially chose this perfume. It should suit you. The butler was very perceptive and took the initiative to accept the gift. Xiangyi thanked her politely. Thank you, Auntie. Apart from that, she did not say anything else. She maintained basic social etiquette, simply because she was Shui's mother. Xia flicked her long hair and glanced at Shui. Seemingly inadvertently, she said deliberately, Don't you feel disgusted that someone who shouldn't be here is here? Even the air has become smelly. Chapter 869. A question mark appeared on top of Xiangyi's head. What kind of confusing speech was this? The others were even more speechless. You're the one who led the charge to slander your own son, and you're also the one who humiliated your own son in front of your daughter-in-law. Now, you're here to ruin the atmosphere. You really don't have any self-awareness. Xiangyi ignored Xia's sarcasm. Her doe eyes flashed with worry as she looked at Shui. The man's expression was indifferent. His eyelids were lowered, and no one knew what he was thinking. Xiangyi's heart felt like it was being squeezed. It was very uncomfortable. The girl quietly hooked Shui's finger, wanting to transmit her warmth to him. Shui rubbed the girl's soft palm a few times, indicating that he was fine. The intimate action of the two provoked Xia even more. She spoke slowly and with a gentle tone. At first glance, it didn't sound aggressive, but in fact, every word and sentence was extremely mean when one thought about it carefully. Xiangyi, I'm telling you this because I'm your mother's good friend. With the Xiang family backing you up, it's okay even if your taste in men is a little bad. But you can't be completely without a bottom line. At the very least, you have to choose a normal person. If you choose a lunatic, what if he goes crazy in the future? Genes are very important. You have to think carefully. Don't mind Auntie's nagging. I'm doing this for your own good. Xiangyi had never liked to scold her elders, but today, she made an exception. The girl put on a fake smile. Auntie, are you really doing this for my own good, or do you just hate to see Shui do well? Xia asked knowingly, Who is Shui? This sentence completely angered Xiangyi. Madam Xu, I can understand that you don't like Uncle Shi, but that's between you and Uncle Shi. Why do you have to involve Shui? What kind of heinous things did he do to make you hate him so much? People who rarely lost their temper were scarier than ordinary people when they did. Even Xia was shocked by Xiangyi's reaction. The girl's aura was so strong that it made her scalp tingle. However, the viewers in the live stream were exclaiming, What the F***CK, Sister E is going against her future mother-in-law? Once Tutu shows her power, Sister E becomes Brother E. My Brother E is ruthless and doesn't say much. But when she came back to her senses, Xia was embarrassed and angry. She was actually scolded by a little girl. What do you know? He clearly. Xia wanted to give an example of Shui's heinous crimes, but she suddenly stopped. Her beautiful eyes were filled with confusion. It seemed that Shui hadn't done anything. But why did she hate Shui so much? Why did she hate Shui so much? Do you really hate Shui? Or is it because you have nowhere to vent your hatred onto him? Xiangyi asked indifferently. Everyone looked at Xia. Her face suddenly turned pale and her head throbbed with pain. Xia didn't admit that she had dual personality disorder. She often refused to take the medicine prescribed by Dr. Gu, so she would act up from time to time. Of course, she didn't think that she was sick. She just felt unwell. Xia stuttered for a long time and couldn't say a word. Instead, cold sweat kept dripping down. Her hands trembled as she fumbled for a bottle of medicine in her bag. But because her hands were shaking too much, The medicine bottle fell to the ground and rolled all the way to Shui's feet. The label on the bottle was transmitted to countless people's screens through the live stream. Chapter 870. Shui bent his knees and immediately picked up the bottle of medicine with his slender fingers. He even deliberately pressed the side of the label against his palm. However, Xia's emotions were quite unstable as she shrieked, "Don't touch my things!" Shui paused in his actions. A moment later, he handed the bottle of medicine to Xiangyi and said in a hoarse voice, "Give it to her for me." "Okay." Xiangyi went to return the medicine expressionlessly, but Xia slapped the bottle away. "He touched it. It's dirty. I don't want it." Not only was Xiangyi angry, even Xiangyin, who used to dislike Shui the most, couldn't help but stand up and speak up for him. "Xia, you're already an adult. Why are you still angry with a child? Outsiders may not know about what happened back then, but we still remember it. We know that you're angry and Yuan is indeed a jerk. He doesn't deserve our sympathy at all for ending up in such a state. But what did Shui do wrong? Ha! He's so young, but he was beaten up badly by Yuan in order to protect you. What about you? You even secretly abused him." Madame Xiang adjusted her shawl and was much more dignified and elegant than Xia. "Xia, you have to see a doctor for your physical illness, and it's the same for your mental illness. Don't be stubborn and let Shui off. He has never owed you anything." Xiang Yin's words caused an uproar in the live stream. Abuse? Abuse? Didn't Xia keep saying that the Shu family has crazy genes? Why is she behaving so strangely? At this moment, a large group of famous detectives appeared. "I've learned a little about psychology. To be honest, I think Xia has a serious psychological problem. The symptoms of sudden temper tantrums are very similar to manic episodes. During episodes, the patient may have memory disorders, behavior disorders, and a loss of self-awareness." Friends. I quickly took a screenshot and used the translation software to flip through the label on the medicine bottle. Guess what medicine it is? Stop keeping us in suspense. Hurry up and tell us. I'm guessing it's for mental illness. That's right. It's for treating mental illnesses. I just showed it to my colleague in the psychiatry department. She said that the medicine is prescribed for patients with severe bipolar disorder. Oh my God, I feel like I've eaten a big melon. Everyone was dumbfounded by what they saw. So, the one who was really sick was actually Xia? However, she kept saying that Shui had the crazy genes of the Shu family. It was too ironic. Xia had no idea that she had been exposed by the netizens. Her eyes were red as she looked at Shui with hatred. Shui slowly walked up to her. He was no longer the little boy he used to be. Now, he was even taller than Xia, who was wearing high heels. "What are you doing?" Xia asked cautiously. "Stay away from me. Scram." Shui's expression was calm and his voice was calm. "I've never hated you." This one sentence made the hysterical Xia quiet down. "It doesn't matter if you hate me." Shui smirked self-deprecatingly. "If possible, I hope you'll forget me. After all, it's tiring to hate someone all the time." Xia's eyes were a little dazed. She seemed to have looked past the slender and thin man in front of her, and saw the little boy who had protected her when she was curled up in the corner back then. "Mom, this is the last time I'm calling you Mom. Last time you didn't want me. This time, I don't want you anymore. I've found my happiness, and I hope you will continue to be happy." Chapter 871. I also hope that you will continue to be happy. The man's voice was low and gentle, without any hostility. He had never let go. He just didn't care anymore. In this world, little Bunny was the most important. Xia stared at him in a daze. Her head was about to explode, but she couldn't feel it at all. Dr. Gu, whom Shui had contacted, arrived. He and a few assistants persuaded Xia to leave. Fortunately, Xia didn't overreact and allowed the medical staff to help her out. Dr. Gu was in his 50s and was a little plump. He looked at Shui with a kind gaze. "Your mother's condition is getting worse. She didn't want it to be like this. Don't be upset, just take it that her heart has caught a little cold." Shui nodded. Thank you. Dr. Gu sighed. In the end, he still felt a little sad. He was friends with Shi Yuan and Xu Xia. When they got married, he even gave them a share of the wedding. He didn't expect that they would end up like this. Shi Yuan was basically crazy and couldn't bear to hear Xu Xia's name at all. Xu Xia's personality disorder was getting more and more frequent, and there were even signs of a third personality being born. At this moment, Xu Xia, who had already walked to the door, suddenly stopped in her tracks and whispered 2 words. Sway, sway. The medical staff gently comforted her and helped her leave. Dr. Gu's expression was very complicated. He said, "Your parents gave you this name. Shi Sui means good all year round, and is often used as a congratulatory phrase at the end of letters." He patted Shi Sui's shoulder and didn't say anything else. He simply said goodbye and left. In the live stream, the comment section was a little sad. Sob, 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 Shi Sui's name is so beautiful. Ah, I've seen the love letter my grandfather wrote to my grandmother, and the ending was a compliment to Shi Sui. Maybe Shi Sui's parents also had a wonderful time in the beginning. This name is obviously filled with blessings for the child Kak. Shi Sui looked calm and steady, but Xiangyi could still feel his sadness. She went to Li Jianyu and said a few words. Not long after, Li Jianyu announced in front of the camera, "Today's live broadcast ends here. After all, it's Sister Yi's birthday. We won't disturb her reunion with her family." Many of the audience protested. "Broadcast it. Do I lack this bit of traffic? Play another 5 gigabytes. I want to see the Xiang brothers climbing a tree in a group. The child has been looking forward to it for a long time. Woo-woo, although it's a pity, I still want Sister Yi to be happy with her family. Am I the only one who thinks that Sister Yi asked the director to stop the show because she was concerned about Shi Sui's feelings?" But Li Jianyu's tone changed, and he said with a smile, "Do you guys want to see Sister Yi's unboxing video? We can arrange a row." All of a sudden, the pop-up comments flooded the screen, all of them expressing their interest. Xiangyi was still a little confused, so Wan Qing explained to her, the unboxing video can simply be interpreted as the opening of a package and then showing the contents of the package. "So, it's just to show everyone what I've received as a gift?" Xiangyi asked innocently. "Will anyone want to see it? In the live stream, I'm begging for the unboxing video." "Yes, yes. If you dare to record it, I'll dare to watch it. I really want to see what Sister Yi has received." Chapter 872. Li Jianyu showed Xiangyi the comments. Xiangyi said good-naturedly, "Since there are so many people who want to see it, let's record it." "Ha ha ha, okay, I'll record it for you later." The live stream came to an abrupt end, but the audience didn't think much of it. Instead, they were looking forward to the video of Xiangyi unboxing. After turning off the live stream, the Xiang family was obviously more relaxed. After Xiangyi kneaded the red bean dumplings, he placed them on the pot to steam. He wiped his hands and went out of the kitchen with Shi Sui. In the living room, Xiangyi, Sangchen, Xiang Li, and Xiang Feng were playing cards. Jiang Jiujiu and the others were watching from the side. Xiang Yin humphed and said, "Why are you standing beside me? Hurry up and help little bunny." Shi Sui smiled obediently and said, "Okay, Grandpa." Xiang Yin was speechless. "She calls me Grandpa so easily." Shi Sui sat down beside Xiangyi calmly while the Xiang brothers glanced at her without saying anything. Jiang Jiujiu humphed and refused to look at Shi Sui. The game was still going on. The 3 highly intelligent players with amazing memory and mental arithmetic skills were up against the heartless Xiang Feng. Without comparison, there would be no harm. Xiang Feng was once again the lowest IQ player in the Xiang family. He was like a money spreader who was losing money every single time. Xiangyi discovered that she was particularly lucky. Regardless of whether she was a landlord or a commoner, she could win almost every single round. Soon, there was a large pile of chips in front of her. Her cell phone kept ringing. "You have received a transfer of 56,000 yuan. You have received a transfer of 78,000 yuan. You have received a transfer of 234,000 yuan. It was Xiang Chen and the others who had transferred the money to her without hesitation. She happily took it to Shi Sui and showed it off. "I'm the god of gamblers." Shi Sui smiled and didn't expose the fact that Sangchen and the others had deliberately lost to her. Xiangyi lowered her head and tapped on her cell phone a few times. A moment later, Shi Sui's phone vibrated. He took it out and saw that Xiangyi had given him half of the money she had won. The little girl patted him on the shoulder and said earnestly, Take good care of your private stash of money. Last time, my uncle secretly hid his private stash of money in my aunt's winter clothes and was discovered. I heard that he even knelt on the washboard. Shui raised her eyebrows, not knowing whether to laugh or cry. Other families didn't collect their private savings, but his little rabbit was different. She even gave him her private savings. Shui readily accepted her advice. Thank you, Sister E. Sister E is very good. Xiangyi smiled and stood on tiptoe to touch his head. Shui even bent down cooperatively. Jiang Jiujie was dumbfounded and she pulled Xiangyi to the side to whisper to her while Xiangyin shouted, "It's time for dinner." Sister, you've found yourself a gigolo. Well, Shui's face is quite fair. You clearly know that's not what I meant. Jiang Jiujie was exasperated and knocked Xiangyi's forehead. He's a man. How can he have the cheek to take your money? What's the difference between this and keeping a mistress in your house? While they were talking, Fu Jiayan rushed over and happened to run into Anan and Si Chuanbai. They couldn't help but exchange pleasantries. Wow, sweetheart, your bag is so cute. Anan was full of praise for Xiangyi's bag. Xiangyi said with a little pride, my third brother made this and there's a card pack that he designed inside. She took it out and showed it to Anan. Si Chuanbai, who was at the side, noticed the cards in the card pack and said meaningfully, Shui, you dog. Ahem, good man, it turns out he gave you all his money. Chapter 873. Huh. Xiangyi was puzzled. Si Chuanbai reminded her, your card wallet. Xiangyi looked at it but didn't find anything strange. Anand also leaned over and asked adorably, what's wrong with the card wallet? It looks pretty good. Si Chuanbai was speechless at the two of them. He said helplessly, don't you guys notice that there are a few extra cards? Anand asked. Really? Xiangyi said. I think so. It couldn't be helped. Xiangyi had the supplementary cards of everyone in the Xiang family, as well as her own bank card, wealth management card, and pocket money card. It was a mess. There were too many cards. Si Chuanbai was speechless. Is this the trouble of being loved by everyone? Tiske. Si Chuanbai pointed out a few of the cards and said, this is Shui's most commonly used card. Usually, she would transfer her salary and endorsement fees to it. This is Shui's investment and wealth management card. She should have saved up a lot over the years. And this one? Nan was stunned after hearing that. They haven't even gotten married yet and Shui has already handed over his salary card? Si Chuanbai said, it's not just his salary card. He has handed over almost all of his belongings to you. I reckon he only has some pocket money on his phone now. Jiang Jiujie, who was beside Xiangyi, was also speechless. She thought that Shui was a gigolo, but she didn't expect. He's quite self-aware. What kind of love is this? Sob sob sob. I got it, I got it. The #1 couple fan, Anan, was extremely excited. It's another day of crying for untimely couple. He's even handed over his dowry. This is so sweet sob sob sob. Si Chuanbai said calmly, I'll hand it in too. Xiangyi went to look for Shui. Anan looked at her with his hands in his pockets and waited for her to drop some candy. His fingers touched a cold and hard object. He took it out and found that there was a black men's wallet in his pocket. He asked with a look of bewilderment, Mr. C, how did your wallet end up in my pocket? Si Chuanbai said, you picked it up, so it's yours. How can that do? Although I'm not good at studying, I still remember what my kindergarten teacher taught me. Return the money you pick up. Here, take it back. Si Chuanbai's strict and cold face slowly turned red, and even his neck turned red. He gritted his teeth and said, Why did I? Why did I? You're such a fool. The words missing in the middle were drowned in his mouth. Anan was confused, as if he had fallen into the clouds. He felt that Mr. C was very strange today. Jiang Jiujie suddenly covered her mouth. DBQ sisters, she couldn't be bothered to be angry. Now I just want to be a couple. Ah. Lunch was served one after another. The cook had been with the Xiang family for many years, so the food he made was always the family's favorite. Of course, she also followed Miss Yi's instructions and made a few of Mr. Shui's favorite dishes. Xiangyi asked, Did you put the card in? Shui picked up her favorite dish and said, Okay. Then what will you do if you give it to me? It'll be inconvenient for you to use money in the future. Why don't you take it back? Are you worried about me? Shui poured a cup of buckwheat tea and placed it at the spot where Xiangyi was most convenient for her. I'm afraid that you'll go hungry. Shui's thin lips curled up slightly. I won't starve to death. Whatever other children have, Tutu must have too. Whatever others give to Tutu, I must give it to her too. Then leave it with me first. If you need money, contact me. Xiangyi patted her chest and promised, Don't worry, I won't run away with your money. Shui's gaze stopped somewhere for a moment before he looked away. His Adam's apple bobbed up and down. Chapter 874. During the Xiang family's gathering, apart from the usual eating, there was naturally an activity that the whole family loved to do. Drinking alcohol. Li Jianyu and Ruan Qing also had a meal together. The two of them watched as the Xiang family members got drunk and climbed trees, windows and bookshelves. Even the most reliable Sanctions stared at the rockery in the yard for a long time. The two of them looked at each other speechlessly. Fortunately, it's not live-streamed. Otherwise, this family's image would be ruined. With Shui taking care of Xiangyi, she did not drink too much. After the meal, she even cooperated with him to record a video of her unpacking. Li Jianyu personally took action. His style of filming was not the high-end and simple style of blockbusters or variety shows like Old Zhang. Instead, it was warm and beautiful. The background of the video was chosen to be Xiangyi's old room, which was decorated in warm colors. The wooden floor was covered with a fluffy white carpet, on which Xiangyi sat cross-legged and opened the packages one by one. The first package is... Let me see, it's from Ronghuai. I'll open it then. Xiangyi's fingers were slender and soft. Even the sight of her opening the package was a beautiful pleasure. Wow, it's so cute. Ronghuai had given her a backpack with a cartoon rabbit. He even wrote a small card saying that he's currently attending an art examination class and that he personally caught this backpack from a claw machine near the class. Wow, I hope everything goes well for his art examination. Xiangyi tried to carry it and showed it to the camera. This looks good on my back too. Ruan Qing, who was beside her, gave her a thumbs up. Sister E can do it. After some simple training, she got the hang of it just like that. An internet celebrity is going to open the box. The second package is from Taoist Ren. It's a can of tea leaves, a few bottles of spring water, and a ticket to his Taoist temple. It says that the admission fee will be waived forever. Xiangyi blocked the items with her hand so that the camera could focus on them. Using this spring water to make tea will definitely be special. The third delivery is from Mama Yin. It's a yolk pastry that she made herself. Xiangyi broke open the egg yolk pastry. The golden skin was wrapped in a layer of Empress of Snow and a layer of red bean paste. In the center was the salted egg yolk. She tasted it and gave the camera a thumbs up. Delicious. Mama Yin is amazing. This egg yolk is the best. It's crispy on the outside and soft on the inside. It's a perfect combination of sweetness and saltiness. There was a fourth, fifth, and sixth delivery. It took Li Jianyu more than 2 hours to finish recording. He personally edited it and was reluctant to delete a single frame. In the end, he reluctantly cut it down to 1.5 hours. After adding subtitles, he updated it at night. The netizens were dumbfounded at first. Whose unboxing video is this long? It's poisonous. But the moment he clicked on the genuine product, F***CK. This was too beautiful. After a few minutes. Holy shit. This was too beautiful. The former referred to Xiangyi's looks in the video. The video didn't have an exaggerated beauty filter, but the tone was adjusted. It looked warm and comfortable, accentuating Xiangyi's quiet and peaceful temperament. The latter meant that the video was inexplicably interesting. The netizens were delighted. Ha ha ha, did Sister E drink? She's especially cute today. The way Zai treats each gift like a treasure is so adorable. Director. Release the unedited version. It's only been an hour. How is it enough? Chapter 875. The girl had drunk some wine and was slightly tipsy. The unboxing video was actually quite a test. If it was just a mechanical introduction, one wouldn't have the urge to continue watching it. There were also some exaggerated unboxing videos. Sometimes, the gimmicks were quite attractive, but they didn't seem sincere. However, Xiangyi's unboxing video was different. The way she introduced each gift was particularly cute. She would even take out her cell phone and seriously write a thank you message. When giving a gift, one would first hope that the other party would like it, and secondly, one would hope to receive feedback. Many netizens said that their gifts were like stones that sank into the sea. They had never seen the other party use some of the gifts at all. They might have thrown them into the trash without anyone knowing. Xiangyi's attitude of valuing every gift was really good. Now, in addition to Weibo, Two Under One Roof also had an account on forums, small websites, and short video apps. It also had a lot of fans. The number of views on this video increased rapidly on multiple platforms and it occupied the top trending list. The endorsement effect of celebrities was very strong. Some netizens went to the doll store that Ronghuai had captured, some booked tickets to Taoist Ren's Taoist temple, and some ordered egg yolk pastries. Xiangyi once again displayed her terrifying ability to promote goods. In a foreign trade company, a meeting was in progress. Our next strategy is to strengthen the connection with overseas resources and make good use of our e-commerce platform and live streaming platform to strive to export our domestic goods overseas. The spokesperson was impassioned, but the conservative board members below disdained him and interrupted him. Let foreigners buy our domestic goods? Will they like it? We might as well import the good, excellent, and high-end foreign products and sell them to our country. The spokesperson said reasonably, foreign trade consists of two aspects, importing foreign goods for sale in our country, or selling domestic products abroad. We've been doing the former for many years, and we're indeed doing well, but there's no room for growth in this area. So, I think our growth potential lies in the latter. Now that live streaming is so popular in our country, there's no lack of good, excellent, and high-end products among our domestic goods. Why can't we sell them overseas through live streaming and e-commerce? The board member sneered. What do you think we can sell to foreigners? They have everything they want, why would they buy our products? The intern behind the spokesperson said weakly, we don't have snail powder overseas. The director said angrily, you're just an intern. Since when did you have the right to give orders in a meeting of this level? That intern was so scared that he trembled and his face turned pale. It wasn't easy for her to get this job. The other executives naturally wouldn't stand up for an intern. Unexpectedly, the CEO suddenly said, you youngsters, which live streamer do you like to watch nowadays? The intern was extremely nervous. My classmate likes to watch Yan Kaikai's live broadcast. His popularity is the highest among the live streamers. However, I like to watch Xiangyi's live stream. Even though she only did it once, the sales were terrifying. Xiangyi? The CEO thought for 2 seconds and his eyes lit up. It's that Sister E, right? My parents liked her variety show and bought a lot of products that she endorsed. Chapter 876. The other executives spoke up one after another. Yes, my kindergarten son likes her too. My wife is clamoring to buy things from Little Rabbit Farm every day. Two Under One Roof is on the list. My dad watches it every week and he wants to learn how to cook whatever Xiangyi cooks. I heard that she's really popular among the elderly. The CEO pondered for a while and said, this young lady is quite popular in the country. The intern was a fan of Xiangyi to begin with. Hearing how everyone was praising Xiangyi, he boldly added, Xiangyi is also very popular abroad. The overseas version of Two Under One Roof has been viewed billions of times since it was released. The CEO's eyes lit up. Immediately give me an evaluation of Xiangyi's ability to sell goods. Also, give me detailed information on all aspects. The more comprehensive, the better. Xiaofan, you'll be in charge of this matter. The conservative director still wanted to speak but was stopped by the CEO. She's very popular both domestically and abroad. The quality of our local products is good enough. As long as we do a good job of marketing and after-sales, there's no need to worry about sales. Everyone nodded, and most of them agreed. The conservative director was unconvinced. What if we can't sell it to foreigners? If you ask me, I think it's better to let her sell the foreign products to our country. Wouldn't that be safer? How can local products compare to foreign products? Of course, foreign products are better. The CEO glanced at him. He didn't mention any names, but his meaning was obvious. It's the age of the internet now, where opportunities and risks coexist. If you don't have the ability to take risks, I don't think you'd be sitting in your positions today. Local products should be self-reliant, And so should our citizens. There was silence in the conference room, and no one spoke up for that director. Let's vote now. Those who disagree, please raise your hand. There were very few people who raised their hands. The CEO announced, then let's start implementing the plan. All departments will cooperate fully. This time we must fight a good battle. Online. After the video of the unboxing was released, it was widely praised at first, but gradually, there were some doubts in the comments section of various platforms. Let's be honest, most of the gifts Xiangyi received aren't worth much, right? The bunny bag that Rong Huai gave her cost only 30 yuan. That's too cheap. Any bag my boyfriend buys for me costs more than 10,000 yuan. I'm dying of laughter. Everyone just casually gives Xiangyi something, and she treats it like a treasure. She brags about being rich and beautiful every day, but why do I feel like she hasn't seen the world before? Just as the ridicule was getting louder, someone who claimed to be Xiangyi's classmate posted a thread. Title: Is there anyone who doesn't know that Xiang Wan was ostracized during her school days? Content: I'm in the same junior high school as actress Xiang. We're in the same year, but we're in different classes. To be honest, she was the post-it note girl, alright? She was very easy to talk to. If someone wanted to borrow her notes, stationery, or even money, she would lend them to them. Also, our school has a lot of activities. After all, many people who study abroad need to prepare their resumes for various activities and certificates. When there were activities, everyone would often order afternoon tea and give Xiangyi the milk tea and cake flavors that they didn't like. She never took it to heart. During Christmas, she prepared cards and gifts for many people, but she didn't receive a single gift, including her birthday. That's why she's so happy to receive a gift now. Hee hee, she's so pitiful. Chapter 877. Xiangyi was now very popular, and any gossip related to her would receive more clicks than the others. The post was posted anonymously, and there was no evidence at all. However, it still went viral, and the number of discussions was shockingly high. So Xiangyi used to be so pitiful? The spicy tutu fans were heartbroken, but ordinary netizens and even anti-fans were different. Not everyone can see the good in others. In particular, some netizens who were already jealous in the first place came out to gloat when they saw that Xiangyi had such a tragic past. Tisk, Xiangyi is so pitiful. Serves her right, why does she get all the good things? Xiangyi is indeed a very ingratiating person. She's so nice to every guest she has. She brags about being gentle and kind, but she's just afraid of being isolated. I'm just a passerby. I personally think that if a person doesn't like Xiangyi, it might be because of that person. If everyone doesn't like Xiangyi, it must be because of Xiangyi. When Jiang Jojo saw the post, she was furious. The post was sent by someone in her friend list. He even asked indirectly, Jojo, is this post true? Does Xiangyi really have no friends? She can't even receive a gift. That's too pitiful. Jiang Jojo sent a voice message over and said fiercely, who said Xiangyi has no friends? I do. That person wanted to continue gossiping but realized that Jiang Jojo had been blocked. Jiang Jojo read the post again and gritted her teeth. Fu Jiayan, who was passing by, was so full that his belly was round and his abs were all gone. He asked curiously, Jojo, what's going on? Did you couple up again? Pesh. Don't say such inauspicious things. Fu Jiayan tugged his pants and squatted down beside her. What are you angry for then? Must you? Don't get angry in this world. No one will take your place if you fall sick. Jiang Jojo showed him the post and Fu Jiayan immediately roared. Damn it, what kind of idiots are these? What the hell? Where did this black-faced sister-y come from? What kind of ingratiating personality was this? Why hadn't her brain evolved from the primitive society until now? He suddenly realized that he had cursed in front of Jiang Jojo and felt that something was amiss. Just as he was about to make up for it, Jiang Jojo patted his shoulder a few times. Good, well done. This was too satisfying. Fu Jiayan, I think you're so handsome today. Fu Jiayan was speechless. Shall I give you a few more lines? Yes. It must be fixed. Hence, Fu Jiayan borrowed her phone and started to chat with the netizens. Jiang Jojo was utterly convinced by Zhu Yin's fast hand speed, exquisite choice of words, superb skills, and proficiency in sarcasm. Furthermore, after sending it out, not a single word was blocked. He had single-handedly shocked the entire family of trolls. Fu Jiayan, I hereby announce that you are my stepfather. Fu Jiayan subconsciously blurted out. All right, daughter, call me dad. Zhang Jojo remained expressionless. 1 second passed, 2 seconds passed, 3 seconds passed. Fu Jiayan said the most cowardly words in the harshest tone. You're not allowed to hit me. I'll do it myself. Is Zhang Jojo's hand used to hit me? No. Your hand doesn't deserve to be hurt. With a slap sound, he gave himself a slap with a righteous look on his face. Zhang Jojo was speechless. What's going on? I don't understand. I really don't. Chapter 878. Fu Jiayan smiled awkwardly and said, I'm sorry, I have a big mouth. I'm used to joking around with the guys in my studio. We all want to be each other's fathers. Zhang Jojo looked away and said awkwardly, I'm not angry. Ha! Don't hit yourself next time, it'll hurt. Okay. Fu Jiayan scratched his head, feeling that the atmosphere between the two of them was strange. He was a straight man who didn't catch Zhang Jojo's girlish sentiments at all. He quickly suggested, Shall we continue then? Zhang Jojo exclaimed excitedly, Yes, yes, yes. Protect E Special Operations Team and fight. After recording the unboxing video, Xiangyi was so tired that she kept rubbing her eyes because she was a little tipsy. As soon as she left the room, she ran into Xiang Yu. The young esports guru pressed the brim of his hat down and said in a muffled voice, Sis. Ha. I'm sorry. Ha. Xiangyi froze in place, completely unaware of what had happened. Xiang Yu pulled off his hat, and his hair was a little messy as it covered his dark eyes. He was the closest to Xiangyi in age and could have gone to school together, but at that time, he was too childish and arrogant. He just wanted to prove that he was not inferior to Xiang Yu and second brother, so he kept skipping grades. When Xiangyi was in junior high school, he had already skipped to the gifted youth class in university. Now that he thought about it, it would have been great if he could have stayed by his sister's side at that time. When you were in school, did you suffer a lot of grievances but you never told me about it? Xiangyi was confused. No. Don't lie to me. Xiang Feng showed her the post in a hoarse voice. Xiangyi immediately didn't know whether to laugh or cry. What kind of strange imagination is this? At that time, I shared my notes and stationery online, and many stationery brands sent me products that were suitable for me. I couldn't finish them all by myself, so I lent them to others. I wasn't picky about the flavor of my afternoon tea because Grandpa made me lots of delicious food every day. I ate until I was full every day. Grandma, uncle, second brother, and third brother would also send afternoon tea and various snacks to school. As for the present, it was because I had only been in junior high school for half a year and had missed my birthday and Christmas. I prepared the card in advance, and the butler mailed it for me. My classmates didn't have my address, so they couldn't send it. Later, the class teacher called the butler and he went to get a lot of greeting cards and gifts. Xiang Yu? As it turned out, he had been feeling sad for half a day, thinking that his sister had been bullied and isolated by her classmates, but it was all just his imagination? It's not true that I don't have any friends, but it's true that I don't have a lot of good friends. After all, I've been transferring schools, skipping grades, and participating in competitions. Xiangyi recalled. Actually, when I felt the loneliest, it wasn't because of friends, Xiang Yu. Because of what? Xiangyi said embarrassedly. It's just, when I'm the only one at home, I'll miss you guys a lot. I'll think how nice it would be if my family was always by my side. Xiang Feng said apologetically. I'm sorry, little sister. I'll definitely find time to accompany you in the future. I don't have to compete anymore. Xiangyi shook her head. Brother, don't say sorry. You didn't let me down. Mom and Dad are no longer around, so we are the closest people in the world. But you have your own life. Brother wasn't born for me. It's for my own happiness. Good night. Chapter 879. Xiang Yu stood rooted to the ground. Ever since he was young, whether it was the teachings of his elders or his own heartfelt thoughts, he had always wanted to spoil his sister, take care of her, and make her happy. Esports was his dream, but he had always felt a deep sense of guilt in the process of chasing his dream. Xiang Yu felt that he had let his sister down and had not fulfilled his responsibility as an older brother. But now, Xiangyi had shocked him.
Big brother is already very good to me.
Xiangyi smiled warmly. You have to be good to yourself in the future. Xiangyu lowered his eyelashes. You don't blame me? I didn't accompany you in junior high, high school, and university, and I wasn't by your side when you needed your family the most. Xiangyi was puzzled. Why would I blame Big Brother? I've never thought of it that way. Being with my family is my wish, but my wish shouldn't be an obstacle to my family. Whether it was her fourth brother, her big brother, little uncle, or grandparents, they all didn't live for her. What right did she have to selfishly demand that everyone revolved around her? Family members should be considerate of each other, not bicker with each other. Xiangyu's nose turned sour. The knot in his heart that had plagued him for many years was finally untied little by little. Sister. Xiangyu took out a card from his pocket. Here, this is the second gift. It's my prize from the last competition. I'm not interested in money, so take it and buy some snacks to eat. Li Jianyu, who had accidentally overheard the conversation between the siblings, was in a trance. His heart was crumbling. Are you listening to human speech? If he remembered correctly, Xiangyu's prize from the last competition was in the millions. Using all his prize money to buy snacks for his sister. He was undoubtedly a siscon. Before he finished speaking, Xiangqi wandered over and mysteriously stuffed a card into Xiangyi's hand. The money from the last show is all for you. Shoo, hide it well. Don't let anyone see it. Xiangyi was dumbfounded. Third brother, didn't you already give me a gift? Xiangqi glared at her. Even little uncle knows to give you 21 gifts. As your most handsome and charming third brother, how could I only give you one birthday gift? Beside her, Xiangyu cleared his throat, as if expressing his dissatisfaction with the adjectives most handsome. Xiangyi lifted her small face. When they were recording the unboxing video, Ruan Qing had gotten someone to change her hairstyle. She had 2 buns on her head and even had a cute yellow and white wavy hair clip. Every frown and smile of the young girl was full of girlish cuteness. Before she could refuse, Xiangqi suddenly slapped his thigh and said, "Let me borrow your room. I'll go draw some designs. I can make a new dress for my little sister. I'm so happy." Xiangqi plunged into Xiangyi's bedroom and took out a pen and paper. He sat on the furry carpet and began to draw. Xiangyi didn't want to disturb him, so she could only swallow her refusal. Li Jianyu, who was standing at the side, silently calculated the income from Hades' show and had the urge to cry. Was it too late for him to hug Sister E and call her father? Suddenly, another gentle voice was heard. "Tutu, are you tired?" At the corner of the stairs, Xiang Li was wearing a clean and simple cotton linen shirt. His fair skin was tinged with a slightly tipsy blush. His hands, which had recovered and could perform extremely precise experiments, slowly took out a card. "Here, this is your brother's prize money. Hide it well and don't let anyone else see it." Li Jianyu? What kind of pampering maniacs are this family? Chapter 880. Xiang Yu's expression was very gloomy. He thought Xiang Yu was the only other person besides little uncle to prepare another gift for his sister. He didn't expect third brother and second brother to have prepared one too. Too much. Xiang Yu was stunned for 2 seconds, then waved her hand. "Second brother, I have pocket money. Really, you don't have to give me any more." Xiang Li's tone sounded like he was coaxing a child. "Since second brother is giving it to you, just take it. Our Tutu can buy whatever she wants. Don't wrong yourself." "Not at all." Xiangyi wanted to refuse, but Xiangli pushed his silver-rimmed glasses up his nose. The professor smiled warmly, but his glasses reflected a dark light. "Tutu, do you dislike me? Did second brother give you too little? Or does Tutu hate second brother now?" Xiangyi hurriedly explained, "I didn't mean that. I swear, I've never hated second brother." Good girl." Xiang Li casually stuffed the card into her pocket. His fingertips touched the other 2 cards, and his eyebrows raised slightly. How annoying. It was bad enough that big brother beat him to it, but these 2 brats even beat him to it. TSK. In the bedroom, Xiang Qi was so immersed in his drawing that he didn't notice. In the hallway, Xiang Yu couldn't help but shudder. Second brother's eyes are so scary. I feel like I've been set up. Xiang Li rubbed his sister's little head. I'm going to catch up on some sleep. Xiang Yi nodded obediently, watching her second brother return to his room. She wanted to say a few more words to her fourth brother, but the girl's phone vibrated. It was a voice call from Madame Xiang. The girl picked up. "Grandma, what's up?" Madame Xiang warmly said. "Tutu, come to Grandma's room for a moment." "Okay, Grandma, I'll be right there." After hanging up, Xiangyi waved at Xiangfeng, then skipped to Madame Xiang's room. When she came out, the weight in her pocket had increased again. Li Jianyu expressed that it would be fine as long as he got used to it. After all, who wouldn't love a little girl like Sister Yi? As for Xiangfeng, he was probably just a tattered little vest, the kind that would leak air through. On Weibo, the people who were jealous of Xiangyi were given a nickname by the spicy tutu fans. Sour grape. These sour grape spirits attacked Xiangyi from all directions, from all angles, and indiscriminately. Since her classmates have already taken the stage, what else does Xiangyi have to say? She brags about being loved every day, but that's just bullying, right? She just got reincarnated into a good family. If she had been born into a normal family, who would care about her without the little princess of the Xiang family? No way, right? Who doesn't get dozens of apples and greeting cards for Christmas nowadays? Xiangyi didn't even get a single gift. She's so unpopular. The spicy tutu fans were more easygoing and didn't have much combat power against netizens. They were used to it, but the Shui sisters were anxious to death. "Sisters, what kind of words are you guys using? How can little stinky pig work? At the very least, you should say something like, you don't have parents. Also, they're too scattered. We should concentrate our firepower on a few leaders. To catch bandits, first catch the leader, and then kill the chicken to warn the monkey." Look, this can't go on. The Shui sisters, who were exasperated, came up with a plan and did something that shocked the entire fanbase. They went to war on behalf of the rabbit. On this day, the Shui sisters made all the haters on the internet feel the fear of being dominated. Moreover, another evil cult CP had been created. Chapter 881. At first, there were only some untimely CP fans who teased them. Not only did I become a CP of Shuringdi and Sister Yi's fans, but I also became a CP of Shuringdi's fans and Sister Yi's fans. This post quickly became popular and its popularity skyrocketed. It even went out of the circle. The netizens teased them. "Wow, I'm so impressed. Is this even possible? Shui sis and Spicy Tutu are domineering girls, right? I can do it. I really can. Ha 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 ha, what kind of lame plot is this? Did you guys see that? Shui sis even came up with the slogan #Go to war for the rabbit. Not a blade of grass will grow #. That's amazing. It's rare to see such harmonious fans in the fandom community. To the sisters in front, Spicy Tutu's slogan is even more hilarious. They directly said #fascist chasers, we can't #I'm laughing so hard. Sister E is a treasure girl, and Sister Yi's fans are also treasure fans. Thank you, I'm Shui sis. Only we can use the words we can't okay? For a moment, the #I'm a CP fan became a trending topic and triggered ridicule all over the internet. It became the hottest joke of the day. The sour grapes were very stubborn, but they didn't have any actual evidence, so they could only use that anonymous post to criticize them. However, the tables turned very quickly. One of Xiangyi's junior high school classmates posted a post. Strawberry Dafu Sanfan Sugar. Sorry for being late. It took some time to collect and organize the evidence, but fortunately, I can help Xiangyi clear up some rumors. First of all, I'll introduce myself. I'm Xiangyi's classmate and have been classmates with Xiangyi for about half a year. Why half a year? Because she'll be skipping grades and going to high school soon. Ah! The clown is me. My evidence is mainly divided into chat logs and screenshots of various social media apps. Here, I'll briefly organize it with text. 1. Borrowing things. What's there to criticize about this? Isn't it normal for classmates to borrow stationery from each other? I borrowed Xiangyi's eraser. It was soft, cute, and fragrant. 2. Afternoon tea. It wasn't that Xiangyi was treated casually, but that she didn't eat takeout at all because her family would send her afternoon tea. That's right. I'm a lucky goose. I was lucky enough to eat it once. It was really amazing. If it were me, I wouldn't eat takeout either. Moreover, he didn't have any more food to eat. 3. Xiangyi didn't receive a birthday present because she missed her birthday when she was in junior high. 4. Xiangyi didn't receive a present because she transferred to another school before Christmas. However, the students in our class and club all received the greeting cards and gifts that she prepared in advance. We also have gifts in return. But because we don't have her address, our school is very strict about privacy, and we won't divulge any student's personal information. All the gifts were given to the teacher. After that, the teacher helped us pass it to her housekeeper. Sister E wasn't unpopular. She was a heartthrob. I'll say it again, a heartthrob. Not to mention the boys, there are often girls from other classes who sneak into our classroom to peek at Xiangyi. She's our school belle. She still holds the record of having the highest number of votes on the school belle ranking. By the way, as far as I know, there are indeed people who borrowed money from Xiangyi and didn't return it. After Xiangyi transferred to another school, they often slandered her. I won't comment. That's it. Rumor dispelling complete. Chapter 882. Under this Weibo post, there were many pictures, including the school's badge and brooch, photos with Xiangyi, chat records from the QQ group, screenshots from social media, and emails sent to Xiangyi back then. If the anonymous post was just a rumor, then this clarification post was just asking for a beating. As soon as it was posted, it immediately caused a heated discussion. Not long after, the blogger, Strawberry Happiness 3-Part Sweet, added another verified Weibo post. Xiangyi's junior high school classmate. This could be considered as completely confirming her identity. The Sour Grapes fans were instantly slapped in the face. I like this kind of clear logic. It's extremely comfortable to be a spectator. So Xiangyi is a heartthrob, not a girl with sticky notes at all. But how did the anonymous poster know so much? Tisk, is it that hard to guess? Her identity as a junior high school classmate is real, but the content is purely a rumor. At first glance, it's obvious that she's jealous of Xiangyi. Aren't some people just like that? They can't stand to see their classmates being friendly with each other. While the netizens were discussing enthusiastically, the second wave of reversal came. There was a bug in the Melon forum, and the anonymous function was all disabled within 2 minutes. Although the time was short, it was enough for the netizens to click on the original poster's message. The Melon forum had a diary function, and some netizens were quick enough to screenshot the original poster's diary. I wanted to borrow money from that B*TCH. She could have just lent it to me, but she had to ask me if I was in a bad mood. Do you know why I'm in a bad mood? It's because you're affecting my mood. Damn it, I was seen borrowing money. Now everyone knows that I borrowed money from that B*TCH. There's even a B*TCH urging me to return the money. She's so rich, what's wrong with lending me some money? I'm not going to return it. That B*TCH has finally transferred schools. But why can't I breathe? Today, someone asked me if I've returned the money. It's none of their business. Could it be that the B*TCH asked them to deliberately disgust me? Rich people are so stingy. Disgusting. Go to hell, go to hell. The words that were full of hostility made many people in front of their screens feel physically uncomfortable. How could a teenage junior high school student have such a dark mentality? Those Sour Grapes fans were slapped in the face again. Xiangyi was not popular? Fake. It was just someone deliberately trying to smear his name. The Spicy Tutu fans were elated, and Shurshui's sister, who represented the rabbit, was also beaming with joy. The fans of the two groups were harmonious. Xiangyi is so cute, I'm already tired of talking. With Xiangyi's looks, the heavens must be chasing after her to feed her. As he pursued, he asked kindly, "Child, is it enough? Is that enough? Do you want me to look better? Oh my god, junior high school sister E, I'm so cute." Her cheeks are chubby and her eyes are full of spirit. When she smiles, it's so sweet that it reaches the tip of one's heart. The person who posted the post didn't expect the forum to have a bug. He immediately deleted the post and cancelled his account. Although the netizens couldn't guess who the person was, how could the students not guess? In the group chat, which had been silent for a long time, people kept mentioning her, and the person who posted it broke down and cried. If she had known that she would be discovered, she would never have posted these things online. However, it was already too late. His classmates and friends had already found out about this matter. Social death was nothing more than that. In the evening, Xiangyi went back to the manor first. She made luxurious cat food for Xiao Naofu and waited for a long time, but Shui was nowhere to be seen. Just as she was about to call Shui, she heard a low and flirtatious voice coming from the door. "Your Highness, I'm late. I've been working so hard on my thesis these past 2 days that I forgot to draw a prize. I'll post the name list to the comment section on QQ after I draw the prize. Crab, 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 crab. Good night." Chapter 883. This voice is... Xiangyi hugged Xiao Naofu and ran to the door, only to see Shui standing on the steps in front of the door. The man's handsome face had a smile, and the clear moonlight shone on his shoulders. The tailored tuxedo outlined the man's perfect and superior figure. His hair was combed back, and the outline of his eyebrows was clearer. Below his clean and obvious Adam's apple, there was a bow knot, and there was a hint of seductiveness in his restrained abstinence. In his hands was a large bouquet of white roses dotted with stars. He looked like a deacon who had walked out of a manga, gentle and handsome. Xiao Naofu let out a disdainful meow. "Humph, this dog man is so pompous. Stupid women won't like it." However, it found that Xiangyi not only didn't hate it, but also excitedly clenched her small hands. The girl's doe eyes were sparkling, as if a galaxy had fallen, sprinkling light. "Xiao Naofu?" Shui stepped forward and handed the flowers to Xiangyi. "Your Royal Highness, your flowers." Xiangyi put down Xiao Naofu and happily took the flowers. "You still remember my favorite flowers, Xiao Naofu? So love will disappear? I don't even deserve to be hugged." Shui took out another gift box. "A present for you." The man's slender hands opened the gift box for Xiangyi. Inside the exquisite box covered in light-colored silk satin, a small diamond-studded crown and a pair of sparkling silver high-heeled shoes lay quietly. Flowers, crown, high-heeled shoes. Xiangyi suddenly remembered something, and the tips of her ears burned slightly. How did you know?" This scene was from an essay she wrote in elementary school. At that time, she especially liked to read fairy tales, so she imagined that she would grow up and meet a prince. Now that she thought about it, it was like a Mary Sue story. Shui raised his eyebrows. "There was no one at home at that time, and you needed to sign your homework. I signed it for you." Xiangyi. In the past, there was often no one at home. She seemed to have asked Shui to sign her homework many times. "You don't like it?" Shui asked apologetically. "Sorry, I was rude. I'll go change now." Whoosh, her sleeves were pulled by a small force, and her soft milky white hands trembled slightly. Don't go." Shui looked back. The girl's milk-like face blushed slightly, and her voice was as soft as a mosquito's. "I like it." How could he not like it? This was her little wish that no one knew about. She had never thought that someone would fulfill her naive and childish wish. Shui's thin lips curled up and his voice was full of enchantment. "Your Highness, may I invite you to dance?" "Ah, so shameful, but, I like it so much." It turned out that fulfilling one's wish could be so joyful. Xiangyi quickly adapted to such role-playing. She straightened her back and looked like a white swan. However, when she opened her mouth, her voice was still soft. Sure." The moon shone brightly on the ground. The girl sat on the steps, her skirt hanging down to her knees, revealing her straight and slender calves. Shui put on a small crown for her and changed her slippers into high heels. His movements were gentle and proper. Under the moonlight, the two danced gracefully, and the scene was as beautiful as a fairy tale movie. As for Xiao Naofu, it wore a similar crystal bow and gloomily played music with its meaty little paws. Its face was full of joy. Yes, it was willing. It wasn't threatened by that dog of a man to cook cat meat hot pot. Chapter 884. The lyrical and romantic piano music came to an end. Xiangyi was overjoyed. Sitting on the steps, she rested her face in her hands and smiled sweetly. Shui sat down beside her, not forgetting to take off Xiangyi's uncomfortable high heels and put on a pair of soft slippers. The girl leaned against his shoulder and rubbed against him like a cat. I like you so much." Shui rubbed the helpless kitten beside her and said in a wavering voice. "Did you hear that? She said she likes me," Xiao Naofu thought. "Damn it, even little Shiji isn't as good as you. Don't bully it." Xiangyi coaxed softly and hugged Xiao Naofu in her arms. She kissed the angry kitten's forehead and said softly, Naofu, I'm so happy. Xiao Naofu's puffed-up face deflated a little. In the world of transmigration, the stupid woman had always been calm and composed, as if she was devising strategies. Although she was also very handsome and valiant at that time, it still preferred the current Xiangyi.
She no longer had an indifferent expression on her face but had become lively and lively.
She would act coquettishly in front of her family, cry at the thought of her parents who had turned into stars, and smile brightly because Shui was playing house with her. It was great that it could stay by Xiangyi's side. Xiao Naofu rubbed against the girl's slender collarbone and meowed in a childish voice. Humph, dog men are annoying, and asking for a beating, but as long as the stupid woman is happy, that's good. Xiangyi was a little tickled by its rubbing. She smiled and said, Why are you so coquettish? Be good. Do you want some dried fish? Meow. Of course. Xiao Naofu looked at Xiangyi while Xiangyi looked at Shui. Shui said, I'll go get it. The man was tall and had long legs. He soon returned with the dried fish. When he reached the door, he heard the conversation between the girl and the kitten. We seem to be a family of 3. Meow meow meow. Don't you like Shui? He's actually quite nice. Although he bullies you verbally, he's always very attentive when taking care of you. I think he will be very gentle when taking care of children in the future. Woof woof woof. Xiao Naofu barked in anger. I don't want to be a family with this dog man. Woof. Shui's eyebrows were full of smiles. She waited for the cat and the human to finish their conversation before she went over. Xiangyi deliberately wanted to cultivate the relationship between Xiao Naofu and Shui, so she stuffed Xiao Naofu onto Shui's lap. Here, you feed it. Xiao Naofu struggled desperately. This hoo-hoo doesn't want it. This hoo-hoo is a hoo-hoo with backbone. This hoo-hoo will not eat food given to me by others.
In the next instant, the man's fair and slender fingers tickled the back of its neck a few times, as if bringing about a burst of electric current.
The kitten squinted its icy blue eyes comfortably. Meow.
Then the fragrant dried fish was delivered to her mouth.
It was the strongest temptation in the world, to eat or not to eat. Your stomach is still a little round, why don't you eat later? Kitten will get fat if you eat too much.
The man's lazy voice came from above her head.
His bony hands were about to put the dried fish back into the bag. Xiao Naofu howled and immediately opened its mouth to pounce on the dried fish. Dogman, don't even think about succeeding. Not only did it bite the dried fish, but it also deliberately used the tip of its teeth to grind the man's fingers twice. Only then did it taste the dried fish with satisfaction. Delicious. So delicious. Xiao Naofu was eating happily and didn't notice the smirk in the man's eyes. Fight with him? Kitten, you're still a little brother. Smiley face. Chapter 885. Xiao Naofu's belly was round and round, and it was so sleepy that it couldn't even open its eyes. It vaguely remembered that the dog-like man had carried it to the cat bed. Then, in a daze, it heard the intermittent conversation between Shui and Xiangyi. Do you want to sleep together? Okay, I'll go lock the cat cage. You can't do it like last time. Xiao Naofu was so sleepy that it couldn't hear the rest of the conversation. In the locked cat cage, the kitten's belly was facing the sky, and its pink belly was exposed. It was snoring softly in its sleep. In the closed bedroom, a few rays of moonlight seeped through the gaps in the curtains. The shadows reflected by the light swayed and were soon shrouded in shadows. At 7 o'clock in the morning, Li Jianyu was yawning as he stretched in the yard. To his surprise, he found that Shui and Xiangyi, who had a habit of doing morning exercises, were actually slacking off today. Young people, your self-control is lacking. You have to work out every day. Li Jianyu said as he took out his cell phone to browse through the morning news. The first few trending searches were all dominated by news about a certain female superstar. #XX marches into the live-streaming world ## female superstar X is too good at selling goods #XX live streaming debut sales exceed 100 million. Li Jianyu scrolled through the news, and it was roughly about the female superstar's first live streaming of selling goods last night. The sales were quite high, so the fans immediately started bragging about it. Based on his experience, there was a certain degree of exaggeration in these trending searches. As for the sales of goods, Li Jianyu also felt that it was a little strange, but he wasn't a professional in this field after all, so he didn't dwell on it. However, What made him angry was that the female superstar's fans actually started criticizing Xiangyi. Our sister is the top-selling goods. Please don't scam her. Kanglin Best Actress and Hyacinth Best Actress are nominated for the cover of the top 5 domestic fashion magazines. Please let our sister be beautiful alone, no cues. Who knows if some people's sales are fake? Stop bragging about being the top female superstar. Our sister's sales are the real deal, and the fans are paying for it. Li Jianyu's head was full of question marks. He scrolled through the comments for a long time, but he didn't see a single comment from the Spicy Bunny criticizing the female celebrity. However, the female celebrity's fans acted as if they were being bullied by the Spicy Bunny. Were these people paranoid? Ruan Qing passed by and saw him getting carried away. She scoffed softly. I'm afraid you don't know that there are people who disguise themselves as passers-by, disguise themselves as fans, and go undercover in the opponent's fan club. Li Jianyu's mouth twitched. You can do that? Chasing a star out of the seamless way, awesome. But we can't just watch as Sister E gets defamed. Why don't we contact Mr. C first? No need. Ruan Qing said slowly. Someone has already raised the slap for us. It's just a matter of whether Sister E wants to slap him or not. Ruan Qing showed him her phone screen. After Li Jianyu browsed through the chat history, he slapped his thigh in excitement. That's great. Did I save the galaxy in my previous life? To be able to invite Sister E to participate in my variety show. I can't take it anymore. I can't control my tears anymore. Do you have any tissues? Ruan Qing was speechless. That's all you've got.
Xiangyi slept until past 11 o'clock in the afternoon before opening her eyes in a daze.
She was so tired. She felt even more tired than when she was in the interstellar plane and had to cook 100 dishes a day. As soon as she moved, her slender waist was hugged even tighter by a strong hand. The man's voice was tired and hoarse. Be good. Sleep a little longer. Chapter 886. Hearing his low and magnetic voice, Xiangyi's mind recalled the chaotic memories from the night before. Shui seemed to know that she was obsessed with both looks and voices, so he deliberately changed the way he called her. Tutu, sister, darling, your highness, stop. I can't think about it anymore. Xiangyi softly muttered, it's time to get up. But it didn't take long for the little girl to fall asleep again. Shui quietly hugged her for more than 10 minutes. When he calmed down and restrained himself, he got up. After washing up, the little girl was still asleep. She was probably really exhausted. Shui leaned over and planted a kiss on the girl's forehead before leaving the room. Xiao Naofu, who was in the cat cage, let out an angry roar. Meow. Li Jianyu and the others lived in another building. When they weren't streaming, they didn't come to the main villa, so Xiao Naofu had yet to be released from prison. Shui was in a good mood. His whole body was refreshed, and his eyes were slightly narrowed. He looked lazy and indifferent, like a sly old fox. He casually opened the cat cage, picked up the white and soft Xiao Naofu, and drawled, Tiske, our Xiao Naofu is so pitiful. It doesn't even have anyone to accompany it when it sleep. Xiao Naofu, woof woof woof. You're a dog, a dog, a dog. Unlike me, I have Sister E to accompany me now. I'm the one who's sharing a bed with her, Shui joked. Xiao Naofu, woof 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 woof. This sentence was too Zhu-en, so it couldn't be translated for the time being. After playing with the kitten for a while, Shui finally let it go in satisfaction when the little guys first stood on end. It had finally gotten its revenge for sharing a bed with Xiangyi. Xiao Naofu rushed into the bedroom as fast as it could and jumped onto the bed with a run. When Xiao Naofu saw that Xiangyi's neck was red, her shoulders were red, and even the area below her collarbone was red, his pupils dilated and he retreated. He tripped over his own penis and sat down on the bed. Sob, sob, sob. It didn't protect the stupid woman well. The stupid woman is not clean anymore. This stupid woman has been tainted by that bastard. Damn it! Xiangyi was awakened by the noise. She dragged her tired body to sit up and said in a hoarse voice, Xiao Naofu, hug me. The hem of her pajamas was slightly lifted, revealing a fair and delicate waist. There were also red marks on it. Xiao Naofu's face was full of despair as it plunged into Xiangyi's arms. Just as it was about to rub a few times, it suddenly thought of something and immediately lightened its movements. The cat's icy blue eyes landed on Xiangyi's flat stomach. It had to be nicer to this stupid woman. There might be a baby inside. Xiangyi didn't know what Xiao Naofu was thinking. After playing with the cat for a while, she went to the bathroom to take a shower. The girl deliberately wore a high-collared shirt and tied her hair into a simple bun before leaving the room. She happened to bump into Ruan Qing, who had come to look for her. Ruan Qing glanced at her collar and pouted her red lips. However, she didn't expose her and only talked to Xiangyi about work. Sister E, a company has invited you and Shuringdi to do a live stream. This time, it's going to be a live broadcast both at home and abroad. At noon, all the contracts were finalized, and the official account of Two Under One Roof announced a big event. Two Under One Roof V. Thank you Yunduan Foreign Trade Company for your invitation. Sure Sui Xiangyi will be doing a live broadcast with the popular anchor Yan Kai tonight at 8 o'clock. Tonight, let's cheer for domestic goods. Chapter 887. At the same time, Yunyun Corporation also reposted the Weibo post immediately, not giving anyone a chance to mock it as fake news. Yunyun V. We are very fortunate to have Shuringdi and Sister E with us to showcase Chinese culture, delicacies, and products to the world. See you at 2000 hours p.m. Two Under One Roof V. Thank you. As soon as the news was made public, many people responded. Wow! It's being broadcasted live at home and abroad. Sure Sui Sister E is amazing. Buy. I have to buy. Great, I finally have a chance to spend money on Sister E. I'm definitely going to chop off my hand tonight. I just don't know if I can beat everyone else with my scummy hand speed cack. There were responses, but there were also doubts. Of course, the doubts weren't directed at Xiangyi and Sure Sui's popularity, but at the fact that they were selling local products. Although I really want to support them, I haven't bought local products for many years. Please, isn't it good to sell some international brands? For example, the world's top-selling sports brands and beauty brands. If not, you can sell Silver Arch's Grandpa Ken's electronic coupons. I'm very worried. Will the quality of local products be good? Will the after-sales service be able to keep up? It's one thing to sell to local people, but this time, they're selling to foreigners. We might end up losing face for our country. Just as the netizens were worried about this, the female celebrity who had appeared on several hot searches in the morning, accidentally, liked a Weibo post that was praising foreign products. This time, it ignited the flames of public opinion. The netizens were quickly divided into two groups. One group criticized her, saying that she was worshipping foreign products and couldn't stand up after kneeling for so long. The other group was mainly made up of her fans, who were all trying their best to defend their own artiste. U1S1, do you dare say that you use local products for your daily necessities? Other than being a celebrity, our sister is also an ordinary person. If she wants to buy local products, she'll buy them. If she wants to buy foreign products, she'll buy them. Some netizens are really making me laugh. Foreign products are good to begin with. What's wrong with our sister liking them? Which of the luxury goods wasn't foreign? The domestic clothing brands were all inferior to the other. Anyway, I'd rather buy toilet covers from overseas than buy local garbage. The netizens started arguing. Unknowingly, this brought a lot of traffic to the female star. The female star and her management company were not ashamed of it. Instead, they were proud of it. In the entertainment industry, a blacklisted celebrity was still a celebrity. It was better than no fame at all. Just the number of collaborations he had found today was already uncountable. However, what caught the female star off guard was that the netizens suddenly stopped arguing and stopped all of a sudden. Someone posted the words, "Two Under One Roof is live," and the netizens who had just been arguing with each other instantly flocked to the live stream of Two Under One Roof and started spamming the bullet screen with the words, "As long as you're watching this show, then we're relatives from different fathers." Female celebrity? Weren't you guys about to fight just now? Why did it suddenly become love and peace? The camera was pointed at the gate of the manor, where Yan Kai and Guan Guan had just gotten out of the car. "Hello, all the friends in the audience, brothers and sisters, we're here again." Bullet screen. Shut up. He's one of us. No, just open your mouth and I want to place an order. Guan Guan and Sister E are indeed plastic sisters. They actually came to visit empty-handed. Aren't they embarrassed? In the next second, Guan Guan pressed the switch of the trunk. Chapter 888. The spacious trunk of the SUV was actually filled to the brim. The things inside included basic necessities. In addition to the popular products sold in Yan Kaikai's live broadcast room, there were also many unpopular products that ordinary people couldn't buy. Yan Kaikai complained in a low voice, "Guan Guan, we're here as guests, not to move." Guan Guan rolled her eyes at him. "It's none of your business. I don't think these are enough for Sister E. I didn't have time to come over for her birthday yesterday, so I sent more than 10 packages. I have to make up for it today. Besides, do you know what a good sister is? Good sisters share useful, delicious, and fun things immediately when they're available." The netizens who just scolded them. What kind of light-speed slap was this? Can't you give me some face? Yan Kaikai raised his hands in surrender. Fine, fine, fine. Whatever you say. After admitting defeat, he looked at the camera and said righteously, "Don't think that I'm afraid of my wife. I'm an indomitable man. Why would I be afraid of a weak little girl? This is called respecting women. Understand?" Guan Guan grabbed his ear. "Who's your wife? You can eat whatever you want, but don't say whatever you want." "Hey, I was wrong. I really know that I was wrong. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Okay, wifey. I won't call you wifey in public anymore." Guan Guan. The live broadcast room was suddenly filled with laughter and joy. When Xiangyi heard that Guan Guan was here, she didn't even eat and ran out in her slippers. From afar, the two girls looked at each other. "Sisters." "Guan Guan." The two ran towards each other. Flowers bloomed around them, and the girls smiled brightly. The two figures running towards each other were romantic and touching. As for Yan Kaikai and Shi Sui, they were completely forgotten by the two girls. When this scene was later broadcasted on satellite TV, it was accompanied by sweet music for Xiangyi and Guan Guan, while Shi Sui and Yan Kaikai had fallen leaves floating above their heads, and the background music was playing the eru. The two scenes switched back and forth, forming a sharp contrast. The scene was extremely hilarious and became a classic scene in the history of variety shows. When girls meet, they always have endless things to talk about. It took Guan Guan a long time just to introduce the things in the trunk to Xiangyi. It was worth mentioning that in order to fit in with tonight's live broadcast, Guan Guan had selected all domestic goods. In the live stream, many netizens were doubtful. If it's a gift, isn't it a little too cheap to give a local product? This advertisement is too cheap. How disgusting. How can there be so many good domestic products? How can Guan Guan be considered a good sister? Look at what Zhang Jojo gave her yesterday. That bracelet was worth 6 figures. She just gave him a bunch of domestic junk? Why would Xiangyi fancy him? Black chicken Spanish fish. However, to everyone's surprise, not only did Xiangyi not dislike it, but she also liked it very much. He wanted to personally try on the sun hat, open a pack of snacks to try, and immediately light up the scented candles. Wow, this is good too. Is there a link? Xiangyi kept praising while Guan Guan was grinning from ear to ear. There was nothing more delightful than receiving praise for the gift that you gave out. Here, these are for Xiao Naofu. Guan Guan took out a large bag of cat clothes and cat toys. Hence, all the viewers in the live stream witnessed the two girls playing a miraculous costume game. At this moment, Li Jianyu received a message. What? Don't carry the goods, they're already sold out? Chapter 889. Li Jianyu was dumbfounded. What goods? The show hasn't even started yet, how did it sell out so quickly? On the other end of the phone came the helpless voice of the CEO of Yunduan Company. The things that Yan Kaikai and Guan Guan gave to Sister E have sold out all over the internet. I just received the data here. 5 minutes ago, Sister E gave Xiao Naofu a rabbit ear plush hat, which is now out of stock. The corner of Li Jianyu's mouth twitched. That works too. How much can the netizens buy? No. How strong is Sister Yi's ability to sell goods? Yunduan CEO, the evaluation given by our marketing department is to not sell any goods for the time being. Li Jianyu suddenly understood. I understand. You're afraid it'll affect the sales of the official live broadcast tonight, right? No. We're afraid that before the live broadcast can be broadcasted both locally and overseas, the goods will be sold out in our country and the foreigners won't be able to buy. After all, many of the things that Guan Guan brought are on the list for tonight's live broadcast. Okay, I'll ask them to pause for a while. Li Jianyu asked someone to deliver a mission card to Xiangyi, and the girl revealed a surprised expression. So our show has a mission card? As everyone knew, Little Break was famous for doing whatever they wanted. After all, it was a variety show that even Shui was watching live. Li Jianyu coughed guiltily and shouted into the loudspeaker, "Please complete the mission immediately." The mission card was made by him, Ruan Qing, and the planner. The content was very rich, and he had just randomly picked this one. Xiangyi opened the envelope and pulled out the card inside. She showed the card to the camera. It was a Sudoku question. Li Jianyu breathed a sigh of relief, thinking that with this card, he should be able to divert their attention. Unexpectedly, Xiangyi only thought for a few seconds before giving the answer. 3, 9, 21, 46. A long string of numbers came out of her mouth smoothly without any hesitation. Guanguan's eyes were filled with admiration as she clapped wildly. Hashtag I don't know either, but my teammate does. Hashtag Li Jianyu. The audience. There's an answer on the card, right? I'm crying, I haven't even calculated the first one, but Sister E has already calculated all of them.
Ha ha ha. He must have been smashed silly.
Our Sister E is a top student. Who are you looking down on by issuing this kind of mission card? The program crew members looked at each other. What kind of abnormal mental arithmetic ability did Sister E have? However, the little girl was still a little vexed. For this kind of question, my second brother can get the answer with just a glance. I still have to calculate. Say, the gap between me and my second brother is really too big. Everyone. She wanted to say that Sister E was Versailles, but what she said was the truth. Can't laugh. JPG Li Jianyu didn't know whether to laugh or cry. He hurriedly asked someone to send the mission card over. This time, he secretly took a look. The mission is an outing? Xiangyi looked at Guan. Have you had lunch with Kai Kai? Not yet.
We rushed here as soon as we received the news of the cooperation.
The weather is too hot. The fish in our pond are all suffering from heat stroke. We can't go on like this. Why don't we go eat grilled fish? Xiangyi suggested. Guan. Okay. I want to eat spicy grilled fish. Okay, then I'll get some more chili noodles later. The audience? Fish. I didn't suffer from heat stroke. No. There's nothing wrong with going on an outing in your own yard. What did Fishy do wrong? Fishy is so cute. Why don't you make a few more flavors? Chapter 890. More than 10 minutes later.
There were a few figures busying themselves under the shade of the trees by the pond.
Yan Kai and Shui were in charge of setting up the barbecue grill while Xiangyi was in charge of catching fish. Guan couldn't help but ask, "What about me?" Xiangyi rolled up her sleeves and patted her on the shoulder. She said sternly, "I have an important task for you." Ha! Guan asked nervously.
She was gently patted on the shoulder, and the girl's gentle voice drifted into her ears along with the wind.
You've been working hard. Sit here and get some rest. Guan was flabbergasted. Everyone thought that Yan Kai was the most tiring host, but little did they know that as the woman behind Yan Kai's success, she was the one who had it the hardest. Every day, she screened products, contacted brands, held meetings, and reviewed the live stream. Her workload was even greater than Yan Kai's.
However, for some reason, Guan's face turned red and her heart raced faster than when Yan Kai was flirting with her in private.
I just feel that Sister E is so flirtatious. It turns out that cool young ladies aren't the only ones who can be flirtatious. Gentle women can also be flirtatious. At the side, Yan Kai said calmly, "Is it an illusion? Why do I feel that Sister E is better at flirting than I am?" Shui said. "Be more confident, don't say that it's an illusion." Yan Kai was speechless. While the two of them were talking, Xiangyi had already put on her rain shoes, grabbed a small net, and walked towards the pond calmly. The audience was extremely worried about Xiangyi, and the pop-up comments were like a scene of parents worrying about her. Is the water cold? Xiangyi, don't catch a cold. Our baby is going into the water. She's so impressive. Why is there such a small net? I really want to buy Tutu a big fishing net. It's okay if Xiangyi can't catch a fish. Don't force yourself. Mama will buy you a fish and send it over, okay? Under the watchful eyes of a group of old parents, Xiangyi's eyes were sharp and her hands were quick. She caught a fish with such a small net. The moment she fished the net out, the crowd cheered. Sister E is the best. Sister E is awesome. Was also spammed in the bullet screen. Xiangyi scooped out the fish.
The sticky and wriggling fish was obedient in her hand, as if it wanted to jump into the pot by itself. The girl casually tossed the fish, and it drew a perfect parabola in the air before landing firmly in the bamboo fish basket on the shore.
Beautiful! This is a 3-pointer.
Yan Kai applauded and praised. The weather has cleared up and the rain has stopped.
I feel like I can do it again. Dear audience, let me show you what I've got. He eagerly ran to the fish basket to catch some fish. He wanted to imitate Xiangyi and shoot a 3-point shot, but he didn't expect that he couldn't even catch a fish. It was not easy to catch it, but the fish was slippery. It slipped out of his hand and jumped into the pond. Yan Kai hurriedly used the fish basket to scoop it up, but he didn't manage to catch anything. He felt as if he had been struck by lightning. Looking at the empty basket, he wanted to cry but had no tears.
The audience. Welcome to the famous live streamer's performance. Drawing water with a bamboo basket.
Sister E, I'm sorry. Xiangyi said gently. It's okay, I'll continue to catch more. I'll try my best to catch a small one for you to play with later.
Yan Kai whimpered. Sister E, why are you so nice?
Li Jianyu was also overjoyed. This was not a well-written script, but the effect was better than a well-written one. A staff member ran over and showed him the trending topics on Weibo.
Director, many grilled fish shops are giving Sister E silk banners online.
Chapter 891. What the hell is this? Li Jianyu was confused as he looked at the staff member's phone screen.
A few words were clearly displayed on the trending topic. Hashtag today, we owe Sister E a silk banner hashtag. After clicking on it, he saw that it was full of Weibo posts with pictures of silk banners.
Xiang roasted fish v. Thank you Sister E, for bringing the goods to our roasted fish. Yuan roasted fish v. Sister E, you're the best at bringing goods. Zion Yuxian roasted fish v. Today, my shop's orders for takeout have exploded. Business has never been so good. Sister E is a godly philanthropist. As for the pictures of the silk banners, they were even more varied. There were things such as warm-hearted angel warm as spring, magical hands, saving the life of my shop, selfless contribution, compassionate. Li Jianyu was speechless. He could understand the warm-hearted angel, but what the hell was compassionate? The netizens' reactions were the same. First, they were confused. Then they couldn't stop laughing. There was joy everywhere. By the pond, the number of fish in the basket gradually increased, each fatter than the last. Yan Kai gave Xiangyi a thumbs up and exclaimed, Xiangyi, you're awesome. Look at her swan-like neck, her straight shoulders, and her girlish back. It's such a pity that she doesn't catch fish every day. Guan laughed and scolded, Shut up, you talk too much. But then again, how do we clean up the fish? I don't know how to do that. And Shui doesn't look like someone who knows how to do that either. Before he finished speaking, Shui calmly fished out a fish and knocked it unconscious with the back of the knife. Then, she skillfully began to clean it up. Yan Kai was dumbfounded. Shui, you know how to do this? Isn't this what women should do? He was a bit of a male chauvinist and felt that men should just earn money to support their families. It was normal for them not to know how to cook. As soon as Yan Kai said that, the live stream was filled with comments. So what if she's a woman? Do women deserve to cook? I feel sorry for Guan, she found such a boyfriend. Come on. Have you forgotten this early in the morning? Why are you oppressing women? Shui calmly scraped the fish scales. Her posture was elegant and beautiful. It's too narrow-minded to use gender to define what to do or not to do. Housework is never only for girls. This textbook answer received unanimous praise from the netizens. Shuringdi said it well. Housework is supposed to be done by two people. Shui's worldview is so upright. I'm so impressed. I think he's very empathetic. This is really rare. Yan Kai's opinion is what most men think. Bye-bye, men. I didn't get married to serve others. Daily fear of marriage square root. Shui seemed to have guessed the comments in the live broadcast room. She looked up and asked Yan Kai with a smile. Do you want to try? It's actually quite simple.
The industry's #1 streamer was eager to give it a try, but he said, "I don't dare.
I'm very timid and clumsy. What if I don't do it well?
Wouldn't that cause trouble for you and Sister E?" "It's okay. It's inevitable to make mistakes on your first try."
Hearing this, Yen Kai Kai washed his hands and grabbed a fish from the fish basket.
Before Shui could hand him the knife, Yen Kai Kai tiptoed and threw a brick at the fish.
The fish on the chopping board rolled its eyes.
It was unclear if it fainted or was directly smashed to death.
Shui.
The netizens. You call this timid? This is more like reckless.
Chapter 892.
Yen Kai Kai said awkwardly, "I just don't have any tools." Shui raised her eyebrows and said, "If you hit them with the brick, they'll be released from the afterlife."
Ha ha ha.
Guan Guan laughed so hard that her stomach hurt.
How can you hit them with a brick like that? At this moment, Xiangyi came back from fishing and changed out of her rain shoes. Yen Kai Kai couldn't help but show off.
"Sister E, look, I killed the fish."
Xiangyi gave him a thumbs up. Okay, I'll give you a thumbs up. Yen Kai Kai was like a kindergartner who had been praised and volunteered to kill a few more fish. Of course, none of them could be separated from his brick.
Wow, it feels so good to cook. Yen Kai Kai seemed to have opened the door to a new world and realized his problem.
Brother Sui, you're right. Housework isn't something girls should do. It's because they've silently contributed a lot.
Shui smiled but didn't say anything. Guan Guan, on the other hand, was a little emotional.
Sister E, why do I feel like he's been transformed when he's here as a guest? He's the kind of man who won't even pick up an oil kettle at home. How did you do it?
Xiangyi said, maybe Kai Kai is a child who can't grow up and needs to be praised to change him.
Guan Guan recalled the way she usually treated Yen Kai Kai and was stunned for a few seconds.
She smiled and said, then it seems that I'll have to praise him more in the future. It seemed that communication was really important. The bullet screen comments in the live stream also decreased for a while, which was rare. Many viewers in front of the screen fell silent, including those who scolded Yen Kai Kai. Thinking about it carefully, Yen Kai Kai didn't do anything evil. He just didn't realize that doing housework was a kind of contribution, and he was used to it. Many things were difficult to judge by right or wrong. It was a difference in perception. Scolding and scolding didn't seem to be the best choice to solve the problem. Many people's views had been imperceptibly changed under the influence of others. Shui and Yen Kai Kai handled the grilled fish, Xiangyi was in charge of marinating it, and Guan Guan was in charge of skewering some other vegetables and meatballs. Skewers of ingredients were placed on the barbecue rack. The four of them were busy, chatting and laughing from time to time. It was a harmonious and beautiful scene. Just looking at this scene calmed one's heart. In the live stream, to be honest, after looking at these little riddles for so long, I feel like a Buddha. Yes, I suddenly understand why Spicy Tutu is so Buddhist. Sister E really has an indescribable charm. Ha ha ha, after all, Spicy Tutu is someone who can even conquer Shui's sister. I laugh every time I see the joke about the rabbit going into battle. I think the biggest meaning of this is not to let us see handsome men, beautiful women, and delicious food, but to let us understand the connection between people and how people get along with each other. Everyone makes mistakes, just like how Yen Kai Kai said the wrong thing, but there was no need to make a big fuss over everything. Accepting other people's imperfections and making yourself more perfect. Was this what Director Li wanted to convey to us? Put your palms together. Li Jianyu's eyes lit up when he saw this. Oh my, you're the class representative. Why didn't I think of these words? Ahem, no. These words are mine. The ingredients were sizzling, and Yen Kai Kai began to pick up Xiangyi. Dear viewers, it's time for the mukbang. Does anyone want to watch Sister E as a mukbang? Chapter 893. The live stream was instantly flooded with requests. Don't do anything rash. Guan Guan patted Yen Kai Kai on the arm and looked at Xiangyi. Sister E, do you want to experience it? Xiangyi, if it's a mukbang live stream, does it mean eating in front of the camera? Yes, you can also chat and interact with the audience. I see then. I'll start. Xiangyi held a grilled fish, and based on her experience in unboxing videos, she placed her hand behind the fish to make it easier for the camera to focus. The little girl took a bite and explained while eating, "This is a fish raised by our family. It tastes better if it's fattened up. But it's okay if it's skinny, you can fry it with dried fish,
It's delicious too. Unlike other live streams, Xiangyi was particularly serious. However, the more serious she was, the cuter the contrast was. In short, watching her eat and listening to her talk was a pleasure. Here, your favorite meatballs. Shui raised a skewer of beef meatballs.
Xiangyi let out an ah, and Shui understood and let the little girl eat 2 meatballs in his hand.
Well, grilled meatballs are pretty good too. If you like sweet things, you can brush them with honey or sweet chili sauce, Xiangyi said softly with her cheeks round and round.
I don't want to eat meatballs anymore, Shui responded and naturally ate the remaining half of the meatball skewer.
The comment section was instantly filled with single people crying.
Ah, is this love?
Shui, you've changed.
Director Yen was very particular about you when he revealed you, but now you're even eating the leftovers.
Who wouldn't want to eat Sister Yi's leftovers?
Tisk, I'm the clown. At this moment, some sharp-eyed viewers noticed that the number of online viewers in the live stream had begun to soar.
What's going on with the number of online viewers?
Did they buy the data? Or is it some dumb streamer who made a mistake in the traffic? The staff also noticed this and immediately reported it to Li Jianyu. Li Jianyu scratched his head and pondered for a long time, but he couldn't figure out anything.
Could it be that Sister Yi's mukbang broadcast has attracted new viewers? That's not right.
In the past, Sister Yi's cooking would also increase the number of viewers, but today's increase is very abnormal. Ruan Qing had a vague guess.
I'll get Xingchen to calculate the IP addresses of the new viewers. Soon, Xingchen livestream gave him a response. Most of the new viewers had one thing in common. Overseas IP.
Li Jianyu, our live stream time is set at 8 p.m., and the overseas live stream software is broadcasting our live stream. Why are all the overseas viewers coming to our live stream? Ruan Qing glanced at the news and her red lips curled into a bright smile. I heard that it's because the overseas audience found out that our variety show wasn't a recorded program but a live broadcast. That's why they all rushed over to watch it. She held back her laughter and emphasized, it's mainly to see Sister E. Li Jianyu covered his mouth, afraid that he would laugh too loudly. He looked at Shui with eyes full of sympathy. Shui, to think you would have such a day. When he looked at the comments in the live stream again, Li Jianyu realized that there were indeed many foreign languages. After a rough calculation, he realized that there were at least a dozen languages. Wow, Xiang Yi, what kind of terrifying popularity does she have? Li Jianyu wasn't the only one who was surprised. The domestic entertainment industry was also in turmoil because of this. They thought that Xiangyi was already popular enough, but who would have thought that she would be even more popular overseas?
Chapter 894.
Ruan Qing looked at the news and her red lips curled into a bright smile. I heard that it's because the overseas audience only found out that our variety show is not a recorded program but a live broadcast. That's why they all rushed over to watch it. She held back her laughter and emphasized, it's mainly because they want to see Sister E. Li Jianyu covered his mouth, afraid that he would laugh too loudly. He looked at Shui with sympathy in his eyes. Shui, you deserve it. When he looked at the comments in the live stream again, Li Jianyu realized that there were indeed many foreign languages. After a rough calculation, he realized that there were at least a dozen languages. Wow, Xiang Yi, what kind of terrifying popularity does she have? Li Jianyu was not the only one who was surprised. The domestic entertainment industry was also in turmoil because of this. They thought that Xiangyi was already popular enough, but who would have thought that she would be even more popular overseas? There were many female celebrities in the industry who debuted overseas, and some of them took the international route, trying to develop their careers simultaneously in China and abroad. However, none of them had achieved Xiangyi's level of popularity both domestically and abroad. There really weren't any. Xiangyi was the first one to achieve full success. The netizens also noticed the increase in comments in the comment section, and some people even considerately acted as translators. It turns out that Alice the Eastern Elf is actually live streaming every day. Oh my god, I really want to know what it's like to live every day with a face like Alice's.
Jesus! What did I just see?
It's Alice who's eating. Alice, I like you so much. I've watched all your videos countless times.
Is Yi-chan a relative of God? Why are even her fingertips glowing with a beautiful color? She looks so beautiful even when she's eating. She's so perfect. Super cute. What kind of peerless beauty is this? She's a once-in-a-lifetime beauty.
The little princess who walked out of Raphael's painting with a halo around her, right? Such a bright face, such bright eyes, and such a bright smile.
Sister Sarang Heya.
The spicy tutu fans were overjoyed to see that Xiangyi was being praised, but they restrained themselves and politely responded to the overseas netizens on behalf of Xiangyi in various languages.
Shui sister was different.
Heh, Sister E is the most beautiful woman in history, got it?
No way, no way.
Is there anyone in the universe who doesn't like Sister E?
Praise.
Praise him as much as you can. Ha ha ha, I love it when people praise Sister E.
Woo woo, how can our Shui match up to Sister E like this? Inferior.
JPG. Netizens.
Shuringdi, are your fans really your fans? Why do I feel like they've all betrayed me?
After a meal of grilled fish, the number of online viewers in the live broadcast room had exceeded 40 million.
This was an unprecedented number.
Not only was it the pinnacle of live streaming in the country, but it was also the pinnacle of live streaming in the world. Countless people were watching the girl on the screen, looking forward to what kind of miracle she would create.
Okay, we're going to prepare for tonight's live stream, so we'll pause our live stream for now. See you later.
Li Jianyu used the microphone to explain that there were now many foreign netizens in the live broadcast room. His original intention was for Xiangyi to say goodbye in English, but he didn't expect her to switch to more than 10 languages and greet the foreign netizens. The foreign netizens, who were already excited, were now in an uproar. In particular, the last scene of the girl waving her hand caused countless people to go crazy.